What's up?
And here we are, coming live from Charlevoix High School, ready for St. Francis. Gladiators taking on the Charlevoix Raiders in a old-school Lake Michigan Conference clash. Charles Strail here with Next Level Broadcasting alongside Christian Sinchicki. And we're getting ready for tonight's showdown between the St. Francis Gladiators and the Charlevoix Raiders. About 4 minutes until kickoff here from Charlevoix. Crew of Next Level Broadcasting here, ready to get this thing underway and get it rolling between Glads and Raiders. First game of the year for both these teams, a lot of anticipation. Christian, this is something that we've been looking for a long time.
It really is, Charles. I mean, we're looking at what is going to have a lot of drama going on in this one. You know, we're with Traverse City getting kind of the boot to the conference, so to say. So we're excited. This is going to have a lot of drama, a lot of impact going on in this game. I'm expecting an exciting one for sure. Especially with the rain coming here in a little bit, it's going to add some drama, some good atmosphere also.
It certainly is. And by the way, we want to thank our pregame sponsor, Chris Hathaway of Farm Bureau Insurance in Traverse City, sponsoring the pregame show here on Next Level Broadcasting. Glads and Raiders about 4 minutes away from kickoff. We're going to go ahead and step aside, hear from our pregame show sponsor, and be back in 30 seconds on the Hathaway Farm Bureau pregame show right after this.
Lives are a collection of experiences, moments of happiness or times of great loss. First homes, new babies, property loss, even heartache. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
Welcome to Culver Meadows, Traverse City's premier family-owned senior living community specializing in dementia care. Here at Culver Meadows, we cultivate the perfect environment for your loved ones by combining our setting, scenery, and social interaction of our residents. We pride ourselves at being an extension of your own family here at Culver Meadows. Call 231-633-9430.
Of happiness or times of great loss. First homes, new babies, property loss, even heartache. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
And welcome back live to the Chris Hathaway Farm Bureau pregame show here on Next Level Broadcasting. Raiders and Glads just about ready to kick this one off for the Raiders. This season has been a highly touted season for the Raiders. 20 seniors, much like the team that St. Francis had last year that went to the state championship game with all that experience. St. Francis turning over the roster per se, but with a lot of opportunity for those young players to really show their grit that they've been working hard all off season long for. They're ready to get things going, and I know that they're pretty excited. And with 1 minute 15 seconds left to go in the first quarter, Christian, we actually did a game last night, so we got those first game jitters out of the system. But for both of these teams here as they're lining up for the national anthem, there's nothing like those butterflies you feel when that anthem's being played.
Even though we had our pregame jitters kind of expunged, this is their pregame jitters. They're going to have those jitters all throughout the first quarter. Maybe not the seniors as much, and that's a good thing for having that veteran leadership. That veteran leadership that's going to come in, that's going to play a big factor into this.
It certainly will, as the Raider fight song is getting going in the background. Yep. And you hear it, and we're, nope, like you were saying, Christian, it's going to be I think a feeling out process for both of these teams at the beginning of this game, because we really don't know what we're going to see from the young Glads. I would imagine that we'll see a lot of Cam Sellers getting the ball out on the perimeter, trying to get him in space, doing the best to get him in the open field. Also looking to see what that offensive line is going to be able to do, if they're going to be able to produce some holes against this vaunted Raider front seven. It's going to be definitely something to consider for them.
Now I'm looking at someone who for the Charlevoix Raiders that I'm thinking is going to make an impact. Looking at Brady Jess, their quarterback and defensive end. Now he's a junior, but I mean you put your leader at quarterback. I'm always expecting the quarterback in these games really to kind of step up, be the focal point in the offense, right? They're the only person in the field that's going to touch the ball every single play, assuming that they don't run some wildcat. But that's what I'm expecting is Brady Jess to really kind of step in and be the leader for Charlevoix today.
So as we're going to stand at attention here for the playing of our national anthem, we're going to let this one roll. And we're back in. Welcome back into the broadcast booth here on Next Level Broadcasting. Big shout out to our pregame sponsor, Chris Hathaway of Farm Bureau Insurance. Our other sponsors as well, Culver Meadows, Traverse City, Cherry Capital Airport. Also Pop Excavating, Alpers Excavating for being a part of today's broadcast. And we're just seconds away from the first kick of the 2023 Gladiator football season. Ready whenever you are, if you're tuning in, wherever you're tuning in from. Send us a message in the YouTube comments. Tell us where you're watching from, and tell us a little bit about your day. How's it going? You ready for football season? I know I am. I know Christian is.
I'm ready for football season every year, right? This is the best time of the year. Not only is football season my favorite, but we're looking at fall where it gets a little colder, those bugs go away. And being up here in the city of Charlevoix, by the way, beautiful city. The views, everything. Awesome.
It's kind of like Traverse City without the amount of populace and people and just the overall traffic.
No, I mean, when the bridge goes up, though, there's your traffic here in Charlevoix. The bridge goes up, and it goes up. It looks like it very frequently, but I could see you coming up here quite a while, or quite a bit for a while.
That's right. I mean, gotta love it. Gotta love it, right? Yeah. So we're about ready for this one to get underway. Back deep for the Glads to return. It's a trio of Gladiators back there, starting with Harrison Shepard, the speed demon, Charlie Oliver, and then looking to make out the number on the man back deep. That one's kicked off by Owen Waha, fielded at the 40-yard line there by, well, we're looking for a number. It was fielded by number 73, but we don't have it on our roster.
Yeah, they fielded that right at 40. Didn't get far after that, but that's still good field position if your offense is going to be capable of moving. I'd be okay with that kind of field position.
So the first look for the Gladiator offense of 2023. Love the way they break that huddle. Everybody's connected. Everybody's ready to go. They're going to come out and dot the I with a fullback and actually two fullbacks in the tight formation, 2 tight ends set. Power look for the Glads to get this thing started. Enders is going to hand and turn in a big-time hit made at the line of scrimmage by the Charlevoix Raiders. That was 15, Henry Herzog in on the tackle, and Isaac Kerr just didn't really have a lot of running room there.
Not there. I mean, you have everyone bunched up against the line of scrimmage. You're really hoping that your linemen execute the play, get it going. Charles, what are you expecting from the offense here?
You know, I would say that between Kerr and definitely Sellers, to get them out in space, get them featured early. Line goes down on Ender's call. They give a quick fullback dive, and the Raiders are ready for that one right away. The pile moves about a yard on 2nd and 10. First Raider in there was 21, Swanson.
I'm going to be expecting, if they're going to continue that, maybe go on first down, have your inside run, switch it up, go to the outside, because two straight inside runs have been met right at the line of scrimmage. And you're not gonna get a first down playing that way. Not by the looks of it early on, at least.
Right. So bring up 3rd and 9 for the Glads. Enders under center with 2 backs behind him. Drops back to pass, screening the middle of the defense. Got a lot of time, and he's going to go down. The Raiders apply a lot of pressure there, and down goes Enders.
Number 66, Trevor Streeter on that one is what it looked like to me, Charles.
You know, and Enders did have some time back there in the pocket. It just looked like that Raider coverage. Raiders looked like they played a little man under. Just put those safeties back at the 31-yard line and went man across the board.
When you play with that power formation, that gives you a lot of chance to play man to man and cover everything over the top.
First penalty marker is thrown.
That play should have been a quick throw, is what that should have been. Flag is going to push him back about 5 yards. We're looking at, I believe, was false start. That was false start. Punting from the 34-yard line. We're looking at Hudson Vollmer back deep for Charlevoix to receive the punt. Good punt, good hang time. Received at about the 20-yard line. Moving around.
Vollmer's going to work this one all the way to the near side of the field and is eventually run out of bounds at the Raider 39-yard line. A 14-yard return for Vollmer. So now it'll give us a chance to take a look at the Glad's defense here. Let's see what they can feature. They're going to shuffle in some personnel. 4 special teams and members are trotting off as the Glads bring in their defensive unit. First look at this defense since Thanksgiving of 2022. We'll see what they do here.
Now, this was my guy to watch out for, Brady Jess. This was who I was talking about in the pregame show. You're putting your quarterback, and that's the guy that you want having the ball.
Yep. Raiders are going to hand off first play to Henry Herzog, and he gains about 1.5 yards on first down. First Gladiator in there was Mason Dashuik.
Now, Charles, you mentioned that Charlevoix has around 15 to 20 seniors.
Yeah, Charlevoix actually has the same fortune that the Glads had last year with 20 seniors on the roster. Charlevoix comes out in a shortened pistol set. Herzog behind Jess. Jess is keeping this one all the way. He's got some space, and he will pick up a first down into Gladiator territory.
He's gonna be down at about the 47-yard line.
Tackle was made by Cam Sellers there to prevent Jess from gaining any additional yardage.
How many seniors are we looking at on Traverse City's sideline and field today?
Well, it's a big turnover, right? So the junior class is definitely where the predominance of the numbers come for the Glads. Last year's senior class, very prominent, and actually made it to the state championships in both football and basketball. Charlevoix comes out, sends Vollmer in motion. They give up the middle on a dive to Henry Herzog. Tackle made once again
number 15 Herzog up the middle
by
number 7 Daisiak.
It's going to be a gain of 1.
Yeah, it was Daisiak on the tackle.
Gain of 1 right up the middle. Hey, they move the ball. They're starting off pretty solid, Charlevoix is. We're going to see if Traverse City's defense can hold up their end of the bargain.
That's correct. Raiders on 2nd and 8. Jess gives a nice illusion made in the backfield, but making the tackle in the backfield was Charlie Olivier for the Gladiators.
Now, one thing I could say about today's game is the sidelines, they actually have plenty of depth. Looks like you can, if guys get tired, you can do easily sub-ins. Yesterday when we were doing our game, there wasn't a whole lot in the way of teams to go to their subs. So today I'm expecting a lot of fresh energy out there. As we were that pretty just in the shotgun.
Yep, he's going to look to throw left-handed delivery to Owen Waha, complete at the 33-yard line for a first down. Charlevoix.
My apologies. That was actually the pistol formation also.
Yep. We're going to see a lot of pistol formation featured by the Raiders. That's what they've been doing the last 4 years since the Glads came up here in the playoff game, I believe back in 2019.
A.J. Spiegel came off the field.
You're right, he did. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Raiders send Twins to the bottom and top of the screen. It's a fumble, and there's a scrum on the ground.
There was a mishandling of the snap. Looks like it came at Brady Jess a little hot.
Yeah, they definitely had a problem with the quarterback running back exchange. 53, Warren Asher was down there on the bottom of the pile for the Gladiators, and a half second earlier, he probably comes away with that, and it's Gladiator football.
Well, it was a mishandling in the exchange. Brady Jess, when he got the snap, he bobbled it, and he couldn't get it to the handoff in time.
That's right. Raiders come out shotgun look. Jess hands up the middle to Herzog. He picks his way for about 5 yards on 2nd and 7.
That was a solid gain for what you want on 2nd down. You're playing for 3rd down.
Dasiak on the tackle once again, his 3rd of the game so far on this opening drive. 6 minutes, 15 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
Man, I can tell you these high school games really fly by. It feels like we just started and we're already halfway through the first quarter.
Both teams want to establish that run game, chewing the clock up. Raiders come out shotgun once again. 3 down linemen for the Glads. It's a quarterback draw all the way. Jess couldn't get outside the contain. Good job by it was Charlie Olivier who made the tackle.
That was a good open field tackle by Charles.
Yeah, he got it. Good job of keeping contained. Big play. That was 3rd and 4. And now the Raiders have a decision to make here with 5:27 in the first quarter.
We're looking at 4th and 4. I don't think that's 4th and 4. It looks like 4th and 2 to me.
Yeah. There you go. Pistol look. Jess hands off to Swanson, and he didn't get it. Glads got him stopped on 4th and 4. That's going to be a turnover on downs. Traverse City Glads, the 3-men defensive front, stiffen up and turn the Raiders over on downs. Big time stop for the Glads. That's what they needed right there.
Much like our game yesterday, it started off slow, correct?
Yeah.
We finished off the first quarter with goose eggs on both sides. Eventually that game opened up.
For all those listening, that was not the St. Francis varsity or junior varsity game. We were actually in the Upper Peninsula last night doing another game. Gladiators come out in a shotgun formation, trips to the top of the screen. They're going to run a little smoke screen to Harrison Shepard. He's got some room, and it's a trick play. Caught on the far side, running down the field. It's Cam Sellers. He's going to take it for a Gladiator touchdown, put 6 on the board for the Glads. At a trick play, Shepard to Sellers, striking quick for the Gladiators, putting 6 on the board just like that.
Sellers went to go fake the block downfield, get that 5 yards, because it looked like they were running a bubble screen. That he faked the block, and it turns out he was wide open. Good play design, good play call. You caught the defense maybe biting on it. They overextended their defense. Easy 6.
That's one of those plays that you bring out in a game like this.
Well, in a game that's going to have a lot of drama and a lot of what I anticipate to be back and forth, yes, that's a good punch in the mouth, so to say.
And the PAT is no good. Looked like it just came off the foot of Harrison Shepard, but the Glads put 6 on the board, and we're going to go ahead and step aside. Thanks to more of our sponsors for bringing this one to you when we come back on Next Level Broadcasting, the home of Gladiator sports and Gladiator football.
Welcome to Culver Meadows, Traverse City's premier family-owned senior living community specializing in dementia care. Here at Culver Meadows, we cultivate the perfect environment for your loved ones by combining our setting, scenery, and social interaction of our residents. We pride ourselves at being an extension of your own family here at Culver Meadows. Call 231-633-9430.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport, TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
And welcome back live. Gladiators getting ready to send this one away.
Now, Charles, I wanted to put it into perspective for the folks at home watching that the crowd, there is a good-sized crowd here in the stands today.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is the big game of the season, man. Both these teams want to get started off right. Here we go. Ready to kick it away is Ben DeCarlis. He's going to put that right foot into it and send it down to the Raider 10-yard line where it's fielded by number 8, A.J. Spiegel. He gets a block, turns it up the sideline, is eventually brought down right in front of the Gladiator bench by Charlie. Charlie Olivier on the tackle for the Glads.
That was
good
a big hit.
Good job of coverage for the Glads getting down there. You know, you don't want to see them giving up a big play on special teams after that touchdown.
No, I can tell you when I played high school football, we were looking at a lot of squib kicks.
Yeah.
Not often I'm seeing actual kick-offs in high school football, but that was a very good solid kick, good coverage. Ended up pushing them down at the 37. The last drive started at the 40. Let's see if that makes a difference in this drive.
All right. Raiders come out in the shotgun again. They give up the middle to Landon Swanson. Nice play made right at the line of scrimmage by Warren Asher. First Gladiator in there.
That run right up the middle, you're going to hope that's going to open up some things on the outside. I'd like to see them take advantage of something like that. They had a good drive going on their last possession, but it ultimately ended up fizzling out.
Well, I like the way that the Gladiator defense was able to come up with a big stop on 4th and 4. I mean, the Raiders went to their pseudo bread and butter play, dived to their big man all-state wrestler. That's Landon Swanson. He's a senior, and he is a load. And the Gladiators came out of that with a turnover on downs. That was huge, and then they hit them back with the double pass for the touchdown. 2nd and 9 for the Raiders. They run the triple option, pitch it to Vollmer on the outside, and he's got a lane. He's got a big-time seam. He's going to take that all the way. Man, what a nice play. That's Logan Watkins, actually, the speedster for the Raiders. And, wow.
There it is. Like I had just said, that run to the inside, that's going to open up your outside lanes, and there it is.
Man, it was
Traverse City's defense couldn't hold up on that one like they could the last drive.
The problem was it appeared as they outflanked the Glads. You know, when you bring in the jet motion like they did with Watkins there, they pitched it to him. And when they pitched it to him, they were able to outflank the Glads defense. They also got a key block from their tight end and split end wide receiver, number 11, Owen Waha, able to seal that edge. He was 15 yards downfield.
What I noticed with that play also is that when Jess pitched it, it looked like he was actually going out there to seal the edge also to get some blocks.
And here's the kick for Raider kicker Ryan Pearl. It's no good. So we're going to put 6 more points on the board for the Raiders, and it's tied at 6-6 between Raiders and Glads. Well, if you wanted scoring output big-time plays, you got what you came for.
Hey, this is going to be an entertaining game. This is what I've been told all week in the days leading up to this. And as far as it's, we're 9 minutes in, 8 minutes in. Can't be disappointed so far, especially with the way both that teams have been action-packed. There's still a lot of game left in this one, too.
That's right, and we do want to correct a couple of name pronunciations. We apologize to the preceding parties here. Charlie Olivier, apologize, and Tyler Endress. So we're gonna get that corrected. And some of those guys making some big plays already. It's the Gladiators' turn now. to answer the Raiders' big play. We saw a couple of, different type of play calls, the double pass for St. Francis, this triple speed option for the Raiders. Not conventional plays you see, but definitely effective when you're able to get that kind of scoring output.
They don't need to be conventional when they score. They don't need to be, whatever puts up 6 is what going to get you.
Kicking it off is Owen Waha. Taking it at the 5-yard line is Harrison Shepard. He gets a block and is eventually tackled right around the 26-yard line. And that was, we don't have a number for. It was actually tackled by number 56, George Sheets.
Now, Charles, I do want to point out as I am up here in the press box that it does appear that there's a few sprinkles coming down right now. The ground is going to be very wet. I'm expecting to see a little bit more of a traditional ground game when the rain ensues.
Yeah, I would imagine that that's probably a pretty accurate prediction. Andrus is going to hand that to the near side to Charlie Olivier.
Brought down by Bryce Johnson.
That run to the left, they tried going to the outside as well. Not as effective as what Charlevoix had, but hey, that trickery, they have some play calling up their sleeves that they can go to if they ever feel the need to. But we're gonna see if these little sprinkles are affecting it. I'm no meteorologist, but Apple Weather was telling me 90% on the rain today.
Gladiators are going to hand this one on the near side.
To the left.
Short game for Harrison Shepard. He picks up about 2.5 yards on 2nd and 9. It'll be a 3rd and manageable, I'd say, for the Glads here.
Well, we're going to see if they open up the playbook. I'm going to assume they are. They've already shown that they're not afraid to do that. So I'm expecting them to open it up, maybe go for another pass, something short, get that first down just so that they can keep chewing up the clock some more. However, I'm not a gambling man because I'm often wrong, but it looks like with this formation that we might not be seeing a pass here.
Andrus puts the line down, a triple turn, and oh man, the swarm of Raiders is there in the backfield to meet Harrison Shepard.
Now,
Number 5, Harrison Shepard, stopped by.
assuming now they're bringing out the special teams unit.
Yep. You got to punt this one away.
Oh yeah, no, you're deep in your territory. Charlevoix had just scored. You're Traverse City, yeah, I agree. That, and it looks like your punting unit that gets you some good hang time. You just have to make sure you get down there and cover your mans when you're fielding this.
Well, Christian, we got a 6-6 game between Raiders and Gladiators. Almost a quarter into it. Couldn't have asked for more. Deep man for the Raiders is Hudson Vollmer.
High snap.
High snap, and it's a wobbling kick that bounces around the Raider 44 and gets a Gladiator roll down to the 35-yard line, where it was eventually down by, let me get my eyes checked here, long line of sight. I think it was, oh man, I missed who was eventually down there to drop that and down the ball, but Warren Asher punted it away for the Glads.
Well, I did want to say you said that the Gladiators got that bounce. It did, because the ball bounced at about the 41-yard line, and it ended up going an extra 5 to 6 yards to the 35. So good bounce in the Gladiators' way. Let's see if Charlevoix can do something with it.
It's first down, Raiders. Brady just turns the corner and is going to be down right near the first down marker. I think he'll have enough distance to move the chains on 1st and 10.
No, it's going to be close. From the naked eye, it looks like they're going to give it to him. They are giving it to him.
Gladiators making a quick substitution defensively. Coming back onto the field was Braden Tharp.
I'm noticing Charlevoix, they like to play that spread offense a little bit more.
They do. They're going to send Watkins in the backfield again, but they hand it up the middle to Henry Herzog.
That spread offense, what it likes, what that's going to do is it's going to open up a lot of outside running lanes.
Well, one thing that the Gladiators need to be concerned with right now, Christian, and all the Gladiator fans watching and tuning in, is that speed option look and that orbit motion that the Raiders have been running. It allows them to outflank the Glads on the perimeter like we saw on that touchdown for Charlevoix. It's going to be important for the Gladiators to respect that, but still handle the inside run game for Charlevoix.
Well, you're absolutely right, and you got to, Charlevoix looks like they're just trying to outspeed the Gladiators.
That's right. They're going to hand this one right up the middle to Herzog again, and he was tripped up inside by Warren Asher.
That run right up the middle, that's Herzog. You're looking at sending your big bully right up the middle, and then you get Brady Jess. He's been their outside man, so to say.
So after 1 quarter of play, we're knotted up at 6 here from Kip Key Field in Charlevoix. Raiders and Gladiators. We're going to step aside, be back in 1 minute after.
Now's the time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Welcome to Culver Meadows, Traverse City's premier family-owned senior living community specializing in dementia care. Here at Culver Meadows, we cultivate the perfect environment for your loved ones by combining our setting, scenery, and social interaction of our residents. We pride ourselves at being...
Big shout out to our second quarter sponsor, Culver Meadows, for being a sponsor of Traverse City St. Francis Gladiator football. Second quarter, Brady Jess is going to keep this one on 3rd and 2. And he looks to have enough for the first down there, Christian.
Brady Jess right up the middle. I mean, I was saying that's your guy that you want on the outside, but it looked like he was in between that B and C gap, huh?
Yeah, he kind of went right in that, right at the 3 technique for the Gladiators with their 3 down linemen. Gladiator fans, if you can let me know, we don't have a name for 73 on the roster. I appreciate that. Raiders with a shotgun look, orbit motion to Vollmer, pitch to him. He's got some room on the near side of the sideline. Eventually chopped down at the Gladiator 37-yard line by Jack Gruber.
I do want to say Jack Gruber was late getting out there, but that lateness in getting out there, that might have saved him from that being an even bigger game, because Jack, he was late getting to the outside to cover whoever that was, but he was right to where he needed to be, though. Being at the right place at the right time. Charlevoix looking like they're back in the pistol.
Yep, trying to organize the offense there.
A.J. Spiegel was running back and forth.
Josh Schultz in motion for the Raiders. Brady just takes the snap, looking to throw deep. He's going deep down the sideline to Owen Waha, and Waha unable to make the play. Nice coverage down there was Cam Sellers for the Gladiators. He did a good job of turning around and finding the ball, didn't he?
Brady Jess, he threw that high. Only his man was going to be able to get it, but that was going to be that would have been a dun-a-nut type of play had it been caught.
It certainly was. And Owen Waha listed for the Raiders at about 6'2", 200 pounds, so certainly a formidable threat on the outside in the perimeter game for the Raiders. But good job by Sellers to get his head turned around.
It was, because if that ball was any shorter, he could have made a play on that.
That's right. 3rd and 2 now for the Raiders. They send a man in motion again, and that one's up in the air, recovered by the Gladiators as a scrum, but I believe it's Gladiator football.
It's going to be Gladiator football. That's the 3rd snap I've seen that has just been a little hot for Brady to handle.
And down at the bottom of the pile for the Glads was Ben DeCarolis coming up with it and getting that turnover for the Gladiators.
I mentioned earlier when I saw the mishandling of the snap that ended up leading to that flimsy handoff between Jess and Herzog. That came back to get him once again.
Well, this is a prime opportunity now for the Gladiators. The Raiders looked like they were moving the ball pretty well. And let's see if St. Francis has another play in the bag of tricks to get the Raiders sleeping here.
Hey, they've been, when they get outside of this formation, they do catch them slipping.
And they're going to turn around and hand it off on the outside give to Charlie Olivier. He breaks one tackle, slips another man, and then is eventually dragged down just across midfield out to Raider territory, the Raider 49. He was brought down by 21 Landon Swanson.
That's a good run you want on first down, enough to set the tone for the drive. That was about a gain of 7, 8. That was a healthy 7.
You want to talk about giving yourself an opportunity to open up the whole playbook on 2nd and 3 from midfield here. If you want the opportunity, you can take a deep shot. Let's see if they do just that.
Yeah. We got a man out wide. The man out wide is number 5, Isaac Kerr.
They're going to slip this through.
Or Harrison Shepard, sorry.
Endress looks, he was trying to get a little Y seam action from Charlie Olivier, but Ryan Pearl took it away for the Raiders, so Endress did the smart thing and just tucked it and got about 1.5 yards of positive yardage there.
That when they're sending that man out wide, you're hoping maybe you're going to get that man out there, get that extra outside run, but they ran to the weak side, and ultimately that didn't get them enough. But here we are, 3rd and 1.
3rd and 1, Endress under center, 3 back behind them in the full house.
Oh.
And the Raiders jump off sides. Good hard count by Endress and the Gladiators for a free 5 yards.
It looks like he just kind of fell over, huh? When he was getting over offsides.
Hey, free 5 yards, man.
Hey. Offense will always take a free 5 yards. That 5 yards is also going to get them that first down, though, more importantly.
I mean, 5 yards on 3rd and 2, sometimes that's even better than, a 2-3 yard gain, obviously. But now you get a first free set of downs, 1st and 10 Glads from the Raider 44. Endress sends them down, offset backfield. He's going to hand and turn. Good running lane up to the Raider 36-yard line was Charlie Olivier.
That was an interesting play design. When they were doing the handoff, he ran a loop, and then he handed it off with his right hand to the inside. And that ended up getting him about 9 yards, 7 yards. I also want to make a note that the sprinkles appear to be stopping. Not as drastic as I thought it was going to be.
Well, we knew there was some rain in the forecast around 7:15. But there'll be no raining on the Gladiator offense right now. They're moving it down into Charlevoix territory, and head coach Josh Sellers wants a TO. And while he takes a TO, we're going to thank some of our sponsors for this afternoon. We want to thank our friends at Charlevoix Cherry Capital Airport. Listen, Cherry Capital Airport is your gateway to Northern Michigan. When you think about planning your next destination or arrival, there's only one way to get into Northern Michigan, and that's the gateway to Northern Michigan, Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport. Also want to thank our friends at Chris Hathaway Farm Bureau Insurance for being our pregame show sponsor today on Traverse City St. Francis football on Next Level Broadcasting. All right, so Christian, just a little wrap up here. We saw the Glads score early on that double pass. They threw it out wide, and then they eventually hit Sellers running down the sideline for, it was about a 57-yard touchdown. Since then, the offense has been stymied a bit. Do you think we might see another trick play in the near forecast?
I'm not thinking a trick play. I am thinking something that's going to open up the offense a little bit. Right, and this is the formation I'm talking about because they've been running them full sets quite often. Here we are with a shotgun.
Yep, Anderson, the shotgun, trips to the top of the screen. He's going to hand off to Cam Sellers going around the left side. Sellers has some speed and picks up a first down, eventually brought down at the Raider 29-yard line by Landon Swanson. But good job by the Glads sealing the edge there.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Even though you play that spread formation, you don't have to throw it. When they did that trick play, the throw, it was open, but you spread out the offense, you get your men out wide, you get some smaller bodies on the outside, and you can eventually power your way through, which is exactly what they just did.
Well, not just smaller bodies, but you also, the defense sometimes will match that personnel. So if the defense has to go small, you spread them out. They come out in a full house backfield this time. Enders under center gives the command. He's going to turn hand left side once again to Cam Sellers. They got something they like on the left side of that offensive line. Sellers is going to pick up back-to-back first downs, and he's eventually dragged down by Bryce Johnson for the Raiders. Got to like the way that this offense is starting to cook it up right now.
That offense is starting to, just like you said, cook with Crisco. They're moving the left side, it looks like you just said. Is that their spot right now is number 75 for Charlevoix runs off.
Right.
That was Sawyer Blaschek.
And a tackle made by a host of Raiders. Harrison Shepard got the, just outside of the, just trying to run out of off guard there. And trying to get a good push up front was Warren Asher, but the Raiders did a good job of sealing that one up. Actually, Warren Asher playing tackle.
That full set again.
They're going to turn, play fake, slip a man out of the backfield, open in the flats, and complete to Cam Sellers.
For as open as Cam Sellers looked, he actually had 3 defenders right around him. That can spook you if you're a wide receiver out there. I know when I was playing, there was sometimes I would be spooked because I'm not a very big guy, and those linebackers, when they're coming down on you, they can lay the wood.
Yeah, but good job of Endres selling that play fake, doing a good job of flipping his hips and clearing out to create that throwing lane and deliver an accurate pass to
And that was a good
Sellers.
catch by Owen Waha also.
It was. So offset I for the Gladiators. Sellers gets the handoff. He's going to take it around the left side on 3rd and 1, and he's got enough for a Gladiator first down. It's going to be 1st and goal, Gladiators from the Raiders 7-yard line with 5:48 left in the second quarter.
I want to make a correction. That was not Owen Waha on the catch. That
Right,
was,
no, it was Josh Sellers who caught it.
I was looking at the wrong roster sheet. That is on me.
So 5 minutes, 30 seconds left here in the second quarter from Charlevoix High School. 1st and goal from the Raiders 7-yard line. Glads send single receivers to the bottom of the screen. Endres in the shotgun, flanked by 2 running backs. And I believe we've got an illegal procedure. Actually, no. An encroachment on Charlevoix. It's going to be another set of 5 free yards for the Raiders. Or, excuse me, Raiders giving up 5 free yards to the Gladiators.
This drive alone, the Raiders have given up 10 yards due to penalty. Both have led to first downs, I believe.
Gotta like that hard count that the Glads have been featuring.
Now, if you're Charlevoix's defense, now is the time to knuckle down. You're against your own goal line, 4 yards to go, and
Yep.
This is about the time your defense needs to stop.
Goal to go from the 4-yard line. Enders going to turn, hand, looking to pick his way through that offensive line. Through traffic was Harrison Shepard, and they're going to give him about a half-yard gain on 1st and goal. Swanson on the tackle for the Raiders. We saw the Glads make a 4th and 4 stop down here on this side of the field earlier in the game. It obviously wasn't in the on the goal line, but that was a big-time play for them. This is kind of the parallel to that earlier sequence. If they're able to punch it in here for 6, I think that really bodes well for their chances going forward the rest of this half.
That's going to give them a lot of momentum going in because we're nearing the 4-minute mark in the half.
Enders going to take the snap, speed option right, rolling out to the flats. Got a man, got a touchdown, Glad. Charlie Olivier on the receiving end of the Enders touchdown pass, putting 6 on the boards for the Glads. Nice execute there on the speed option left. Just roll it out, slip a man in the flat. and deliver a strike.
He was open. He beat his man. There's nothing you could say more about it. They just got to throw it right to him, and he got both hands, got both feet down.
That's right. Olivier did a good job of selling the in-cut, and he really only gave one step in and then took it to the short side of the pylon on the far side of the field. Glads are lining up for a 2-point conversion. Ball on the 2.5-yard line. Enders under center. He's going to a busted play. Enders trying to make the most of it. He slips down and is tackled, so that will be no good on the 2-point conversion. Tackle made by Camden Carey for the Raiders. So Glads do punch it in for 6, but kind of malfunction on the 2-point conversion there. That play just didn't have it.
I do want to say that grass is wet. We walked down there earlier, and even though I wasn't wearing cleats, there is still definitely some slippage to it. So those boys down there that are wearing the cleats, I all the props to him, because he tried making that cut, but it wasn't there for him underneath him.
All right. So we saw the touchdown capped off for the Gladiators. It was Endress to Olivier, and then 2-point conversion attempt, no good. So the score 12-6 with 3 minutes 55 seconds left to go in the second quarter from Charlevoix High School. Once again, Charles Strail on the crew and on the call here, joined by Christian Swinsicki, and Gladiators up 12-6, 3:55 remaining in the second quarter of play. Raiders will receive the third quarter kickoff.
Logan Watkins right now is back deep for Charlevoix to receive this kickoff.
Yeah, he was the speed merchant who took that triple option to the house earlier in this game. That one's kicked away. The right foot is put into it. Nice boot by Warren Asher. And eventually tackled at the 18-yard line was Watkins.
Logan Watkins, he's been kind of their go-to guy on some must-need plays. He was down there. He stopped him short of the 20. That is some good special teams coverage right there.
So Raiders coming back out on the field. Looks like quarterback Brady Jess is trying to settle down that offensive unit.
See if he can shake off that fumble they had on the last drive.
St. Francis coming out with 3 down linemen, defensive ends standing up in wide 9-tech positions. And this is a handoff on the near side to, that was Hudson Vollmer on the carry.
That was a hard hit.
It was. It's going to be 2nd and 5 now. Vollmer heading out for the Raiders as they substitute in for him.
We had some fans out here that were
the fans are getting into this game.
Oh, yeah.
Orbit motion for Watkins again. Jess pitches to Watkins, gets a block by Schultz on the outside. Watkins sips the tackle and is eventually brought down at the Raider 35-yard line. Tackle made by Brian Rylson.
Harrison Shepard had a chance on him, but he couldn't bring him down.
And Watkins right now presenting the biggest challenge defensively for the Glads. Just the speed on the perimeter that he's got. I mean, Watkins is only a sophomore for the Raiders.
It's game-breaking speed is what it is.
They send a man in motion. That's A.J. Spiegel. Brady Jess is going to take and pick his way to the Raider 40-yard line. And it looks like we've got an injured or shaken up Gladiator there after taking on Brady Jess at the 40-yard line. Coming up a little bit gimpy.
That was Harrison
Shepard, and they're going to substitute him out. Checking in for him is Charlie Olivier. So hopefully Harrison is okay as he gets some attention on the sideline.
He was able to walk off the field under his own power. That's good to see.
Just takes the shotgun snap, rolls to his left. He's going to throw this one deep down the sideline to Hudson Vollmer. It's caught. Vollmer makes the catch. He's working on the defender, eventually dragged down at the Gladiator 15-yard line by 21 Braden Tharp. Big play for the Raiders.
He was able to get his head around. He might have been able to make a play on that ball, but it looked a little underthrown, but they were able to make that catch just right.
Yeah, and Tharp had the coverage. He got turned around, and he was doing a good job. That'll make it 1st and 10 on the Gladiator 15-yard line. Raiders in the pistol formation. 5 down linemen for the Glads. Double end around. That's A.J. Spiegel on the carry for the Raiders. Eventually brought down at about the Gladiator 9-yard line. It was a combination of Olivier and Asher on the tackle for the Glads. And this drive right now, I mean, there's a lot of Glads with their hands on their hips right now. It looks like that Charlevoix offensive line is, starting to impose.
Charlevoix is playing with a little bit of pace in this drive also.
Swanson up the middle. He's going to be in for a Raider touchdown. Yeah, that hole was so big, I think you and I could have got through that one, Christian.
We could have cartwheeled through there. I can't cartwheel.
Well-designed play for the Raiders, and we saw some confusion for the Glads defensively there.
They were showing some cracks on defense, weren't they?
Well, no, it just looked like it wasn't an execution problem. It was an alignment problem.
Well, I was talking about on the big play, right?
Well, the big play, you got to sometimes you got to tip your cap. The Raiders made a good play. That was a perfectly thrown ball. Nice adjustment made by Vollmer. Raiders line up to go for 2. It's the shotgun look offset to Herzog. Jess keeps this one all the way, and he's in for the 2-point conversion. So on Jess's 2-point conversion, the Raiders take a lead. They go up by 2 points, 14-12 over St. Francis. As we change ends of the field, we're going to go ahead and step aside, be back in 30 seconds on Gladiator Football on Next Level Broadcasting.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Lives are a collection of experiences, moments of happiness or times of great loss. First homes, new babies, property loss, even heartache. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau,
You got 10 seconds.
Minute 27 seconds. Minute and 27 left to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, that was about it was 3 minutes, 56 seconds left when the Raiders took over. So, 2.5-minute drive for the Raiders to put 8 points on the board. Waha puts his right foot into it. Squib kick fielded at the 35-yard line. Big-time hit made by Henry Herzog, really laying the lumber down.
You said he was a wrestler, right?
No.
No, that was not who you said.
Looking for confirmation and help on a Gladiator roster number still 73. It could potentially be Garrett Gillespie. He's listed as number 74, but 73, if anybody watching or could hit our line here.
Yeah, that was a good special teams coverage. He ended up, that squib kick, you generally don't want him to have that big play on the squib kick. They ended up stuffing that as soon as the ball was in his hands.
Yeah, I mean, with the speed that the Glads have in the backfield, I can see why the Raiders don't want to kick it deep.
Out of the shotgun.
Endress sends a man in motion. Hill pump fake, throw back screen, got some room, got some blockers for Cam Sellers out in front, makes a couple men miss and picks his way near midfield. Gain of about 9 yards on 1st and 10. I like that play call there. You get the opportunity to, do something safe. There's not a lot of downside to that play, and you get 9 yards on 1st and 10. Glad's working against the clock right now. 55 seconds left to go in the second quarter. 2nd and 1. Ball at midfield. Enders drops back to pass. Incomplete out in the flat. Was looking for Harrison Shepard. He was guarded or being covered by the Raiders. It was Preston Warden for the Raiders on the coverage.
I do like their schemes here on offense, though. You're spreading it out. You're not showing so much of that full formation, having everyone in the box, but now you just need to execute here on offense.
Yeah. So empty look now for Endress. 5 receiver set. He's going to take this one right up the middle, pick up the first down. Looked like there was a little movement early on the right side of that offensive line, but not enough to draw the laundry from the line judge.
And, you know, you get away with a couple. Hey,
Yeah.
they've been kind of benefited by the rest so far.
That's right. 1st and 10. Anderson, the shotgun, drops back to pass, looking around the field. Nice pass caught at the Raider 30-yard line, complete to Mason Daziak.
That was a good throw right up the middle. It's going to get them a little bit of yards on the way en route to a timeout.
That was a really impressive throw by Endress, sitting back there in the pocket. He kind of had to raise his arm up to clear one of the offensive linemen. You know, he had some traffic in the pocket, and he was able to get that one away, and the Gladiators are putting a good drive here. Ball rests on the 30-yard line of the Raiders. 19 seconds left. Glads with 1 timeout left after this timeout.
Yeah,
So,
you can't carry them into the next half, huh?
nope. So, you know, use it or lose it timeouts right now for St. Francis. And I would imagine that with 1 timeout left, you do have time, if you complete the pass, to go down inbounds. You can use that timeout if you need to, but you got to cherish that last chance to stop the clock.
Well, the ball on the 30-yard line, you're looking at 30 yards in 19 seconds. What kind of plays can you draw up? It looks like they're out of the shotgun.
Shotgun set, 2 backs, 2 enders on both sides. He's going to throw in the flat, got a man downfield. It was open. It was Cam Sellers, but a flag on the play. Let's see what the officials, they're going to gather together here. And it was a chop block.
On the offense, yeah.
So an illegal chop block is going to push the Gladiators back here. Incomplete pass, so the clock stops. 13 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Well, that kind of changes up your play calling a little bit. That's going to push you back a lot more than you're going to want it. That's a 10-yard. No, it's going to be a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, I would imagine, you know, Warren Asher's range on a field goal, you know, his target line to gain is probably the 20-yard line, which would put him at about a 36, 37-yard field goal. 13 seconds left.
They do have the timeout, the Gladiators do.
They do.
Something quick, you got to get down.
Enders takes the shotgun snap, drops back in the pocket, throwing over the middle. That's intercepted by Owen Waha.
Threw it behind him.
Yeah, it was over top and behind.
He had Harrison Shepard open over the middle. He just had to put it right on the money.
And that's one of those throws where it's going to look bad in the stat sheet, but in realistic game time here, you know, you'd prefer to have the ball, kneel it out, go into halftime. But since Waha caught it, went to the ground, he wasn't able to have any run after catch. So with 5 seconds left, let's see what the Raiders cook up here on, well, 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line. I would wager that we just see head coach Don Jest take a kneel here.
Well, they're out of the pistol.
So maybe not. Pistol set, 2-back formation for the Raiders. It's a double pass. Vollmer's going to look to throw it, and now he's throwing it deep down the field to Waha. Incomplete. Nice coverage on the play by Cam Sellers, and that's going to take us to halftime from Charlevoix. After 24 minutes of play, Raiders on top of the Glads, 14-12. We'll be back after this. We'll do our first half recap, tell you what we think, what some of the alignment, assignment, execution scores that we're going to give. Grades to the Gladiators, too, for their first 24 minutes of play. Thank you for tuning in. When we come back, we will have the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport halftime show here on Next Level Broadcasting. We'll be right back with our halftime show after these messages.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport, TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Come on down, stop on by. Hop on program and fly as the Raider
Lives are a collection of experiences, moments of happiness or times of great loss. First homes, new babies, property loss, even heartache. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
This is Charles, founder of Next Level Broadcasting. Interested in advertising on our channel? Get a hold of us. And next week, this commercial could be yours.
Lives are a collection of experiences, moments of happiness or times of great loss. First homes, new babies, property loss, even heartache. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
To Culver Meadows, Traverse City's premier. Welcome to Culver Meadows. Welcome to Culver Meadows, Traverse City's premier family-owned senior living community specializing in dementia care. Here at Culver Meadows, we cultivate the perfect environment for your loved ones by combining our setting, scenery, and social interaction of our residents. We pride ourselves at being an extension of your own family here at Culver Meadows. Call 231-633-9433.
This is Charles, founder of Next Level Broadcasting. Interested in advertising on our channel? Get a hold of us. And next week, this commercial could be yours.
Lives are a collection of experiences, moments of happiness or times of great loss. First homes, new babies, property loss, even heartache. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
Now's the time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown cherry capital airport, TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
And welcome in to the Next Level Broadcasting halftime show presented by Cherry Capital TVC Fly Traverse City Airport. It's Charles Strail along with Christian Sensuki. It's 8 minutes in the halftime break right now. Gladiators down by 2 points to the Charlevoix Rayders. It's 14-12. And we do want to make a correction. Number 73 is Luke Gorman. We got that sorted out. Didn't have him on the roster initially, but now we do have him. So apologies for all of not being able to give you credit when credit is due, Luke. We've got it figured out now. And so right now, the two scoring plays for the Gladiators, it was one to Cam Sellers on a double pass. Charlie Olivier was the other touchdown pass recipient. That one came from the right hand of Endress. So, Christian, what would we, if we were assigning grades right now to this Gladiator offense and defensive unit? For me personally, I really like the way that their defensive line has handled this offensive line for Charlevoix.
So I can agree with their defensive line. Their defensive line of the Gladiators have been really able to just keep the Charlevoix offense in check. I do want, if I'm going to put a letter grade on it, I do want to give them, I want to say an A- because there are good, lots of good, and then just that one drive where I said there was a few cracks, and you said maybe they looked a little gassed, but that was when I said, that 4-minute offense that Charlevoix was running was enough to put some pressure on the Gladiator defense, and the Gladiators, they were able to, kind of have the trickery up their sleeves when they've had their offense operating well. It's because of the quarterback play and the wide receivers opening up, having some good passing lanes, some good throws just in general. That's really been the bright spot for the Gladiators offense. If I'm going to put a letter grade on that, I'm also thinking I want to see some more passing. I could say an A-, B+ also.
Okay, on the offensive execution and offensive line. One thing that we do want to mention, we give that defensive line an A- because of the formidability of that Charlevoix offensive line. Really, the problem has occurred on the perimeter for the Glads. So twice they've been outflanked. Logan Watkins got loose on that speed triple option for the Raiders for a touchdown, and then Hudson Vollmer for the Raiders also got loose down the sideline, and it was a really nice pass made by Brady Jess to beat the single coverage. But outside of that, I mean, within the, playing in the box, 7-on-7 right now, I should say, interior versus the interior of the Raiders, Glad's defense is doing a really good job of holding up inside the front seven.
Like I said, we had 2 drives that Charlevoix had that really opened up their game. Outside of that, their offense hasn't been operating with as much comfortability, I imagine, as much as they would like to have, because they've had their big plays, and that's about it. Everything else is 1 to 2 yards in the cloud of dust.
Yep. So far, we've got a 2-point game. The turnover battle is even at 1-1 as well. So it was an interception by Owen Waha, who picked off Endress, but the Gladiators also recovered that Raider fumble, and the Gladiators were able to proceed and score a touchdown after that fumble recovery. So that was a big play and a momentum amount. And
the turnout that Traverse City has also had for their fans showing up today, has also been.
Gladiator Nation showed up. And we want to thank everybody watching live on the stream as well, supporting Gladiator football. This is, once again, the Cherry Capital Fly TVC halftime show. Charles Strail and the crew of Next Level Broadcasting. And we got to give a shout-out to everybody watching at home and making this broadcast possible for all of Gladiator Nation and Gladiator fans tuning in from all over. And whether you have a side or a dog in this fight, we hope that you're enjoying tonight's broadcast wherever you're tuning in from.
You're giving a shout out to everyone at home. I want to give a shout out to everyone here in the booth and here working for Next Level Broadcasting today. We've had this has been a big day, not only just for broadcasting for your Next Level, but everyone. This is a big time. We have the dual broadcast going on right now. Everyone's kind of running around frantically, but it's all coming together nicely, though.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not pushing yourself, if you're not pushing the limits, any football coach will tell you if you're not pushing yourself, then you're not going to be getting better and progressively, reaching toward your goal. And I would say moving forward in the next 24 minutes of play, specifically in the first 4 minutes of the third quarter, I'd like to see the Gladiators come out and continue being able to take those punches that the Raiders are throwing them metaphorically. The different type of play calls, and we'll see if the Gladiators have an answer on the perimeter. They've been trying to mix and match their personnel a little bit, because when Charlevoix brings in that speed package, man, it's threatening.
That speed package is really opening up the outside lanes, and that's been their golden ticket for Charlevoix. If the Gladiators can find a way to shut that down, to cover it, at least minimize the damage, because that's what's getting him is those big chunk plays. I know we had the big pass on the left side, and that's but they've been really able to stop them aside from them speed plays.
Yep, that speed option, and then it was just a long delayed 9 route or a fade route that Vollmer ran down the near side sideline, and he caught it, made a good play on the ball. We're about 1 minute 30 seconds away from resuming play in Charlevoix, Michigan. We're going to go ahead and step aside here from our halftime show sponsor. It's Cherry Capital Traverse City Airport. We'll be back after this.
Now's the time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now. Now's the time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
This is Charles, founder of Next Level Broadcasting. Interested in advertising on our channel? Get a hold of us, and next week, this commercial could be yours.
Now's the time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Lives are a collection of experiences, moments of happiness or times of great loss. First homes, new babies, property loss, even heartache. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
And welcome back. 1 minute 30 seconds on the clock before we resume play in the third quarter. But before we do so, we want to thank all of our sponsors for bringing you St. Francis Gladiator football to you wherever you're watching from. From the crew of Next Level Broadcasting right into your living room, we send our regards, and hopefully you're enjoying tonight's broadcast. We want to thank our friends at Chris Hathaway Farm Bureau Insurance, also Pop Excavating, Alpers Excavating, Team Elmers, also Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport for bringing this game to you live wherever you're watching from. Also want to thank PGO's Pizza and our friends over at PGO's Pizza. Stopped in there last week, and well, let's say they almost had to take me out in a wheelchair because I ate so much pizza down there from our friends. Also want to thank our sponsors at Magnum Hospitality for bringing this game. Magnum Hospitality and their premier restaurants in northern Michigan, including the Red Mesa in Traverse City and Pearl's Louisiana Kitchen in Elk Rapids. Proud sponsors of Traverse City St. Francis football this year.
Charles, what is your go-to topping on pizza?
Oh, man. That's a debate, man. I think it really depends on the mood. But pregame pizza, you can never go wrong with that. I would say I'm a basic pizza guy. I like pepperoni with onion. Red onion on pizza. Can't go wrong.
Red onion. Recently, I've been on a spinach kick on my pizza. I'm fine with pepperoni, some pepperoni, some sausage, and some spinach. I know spinach is kind of unconventional on a pizza, but that's really what I've been doing. And even yesterday, you and I spoke briefly about breakfast pizza.
Yeah. All right. So we're getting ready to tee this one up. Warren Asher getting ready to kick it away for the Glads. Back deep for the Raiders is Logan Watkins, A.J. Spiegel, and let's see. Can't make out their other deep man back there to return this offering from Asher and the Gladiators.
The lights are on, and you know what that means, Charles?
It's football season.
The stars also start to shine
That's
in the
right.
second half.
Asher ready to kick this one away, puts the right foot down into it. It's going to be received at the 10-yard line by Watkins. He's got speed. He gets a block. He cuts up, makes two men miss, and is eventually dragged down, getting tackled at the 30-yard line of the Raiders. Couple of Gladiators in there, but the last man to get up off the deck was Charlie Olivier, so we're going to credit him with the tackle on special teams there. Good kickoff coverage for the Glads, not letting the speedy Watkins get out and get loose.
Hey, if they can shut down the speed here in the second half, they are looking prime for that small comeback that they have, being down 2 points.
Yeah, you're down 2 points. It's a field goal game. Charlevoix comes out in a shotgun look. They motion Hudson Vollmer. That's going to be a flag for an illegal motion on the Raiders. Good job up in front. The front seven of the Gladiators weren't giving up any yards up the middle, and it was a illegal motion, actually false start on the Raiders' right side of that offensive line.
Gladiators, if you're on the defense, you're liking to see that. That's not a way you want to start off an opening drive.
Yeah, it's definitely going to put the Raiders behind the chains. 1st and 15 now for the men in maroon. And I would say the only time that we really saw the Raiders have effectiveness running up the middle was on that long drive, and they punched it in up the middle. When this Gladiator front seven is fresh, they're going toe-to-toe with the Raider offensive line. Just in the shotgun with Herzog to his right. He'll drop back to pass, rolling to his left, throw it in the flat, looking for Hudson Vollmer, but that was unable to be reeled in by the speedy senior for the Raiders. Good job of coverage on the play by Charlie Olivier. Olivier was running step for step with Vollmer.
If he had caught that, he would have been planted right in the turf, right in the grass right after that.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot after.
That was a tight throwing lane that quarterback Brady Jess had to work with on that play. So 2nd and 15 now. Ball sits on the Raider 25-yard line. Jeffs is going to take this as a design quarterback keeper. He's going to put a stiff arm down and be eventually dragged down at the the Raider 35. Pickup of 10 yards on the design quarterback keeper. Luke Gorman on the tackle for the Glads. Defensive lineman Gorman getting out there, playing in space, doing a good job of not letting the strong but elusive Brady Jess slip that tackle.
You like to see your big men getting out there, making that effort, showing that energy and that drive, because that's gonna inspire everyone behind them.
I mean, when you see, as a defensive back or linebacker, when you see somebody like Luke Gorman going out there making plays in open space, it definitely fires you up. Brady Jess on 3rd and 5 for the Raiders in the shotgun. Herzog to his right. He's going to hand to Hudson Vollmer going around the left side. Gorman with an opportunity, and Vollmer was able to slip his shoulder pad down, but not quite getting enough for the first down. It's going to bring up 4th down and a long 3, Christian.
I thought when he outstretched, they were going to give it to him. I would have liked to have seen that on the other sideline, how close he was to the edge.
So Raiders coming out in punt formation. Deep man for the Glads is Harrison Shepard. Sending this one away for the Raiders is Owen Waha. Puts his foot down into it, takes a bounce at the 30-yard line, rolls to the 20, fielded by Shepard there. Makes one man miss, makes a move. He's going up the sideline. Can he break free? He steps out of bounds at the Gladiator 46-yard line, so a nice 26-yard return for Harrison Shepard, and the Glads are going to stop, drop, and set up shop at the 46-yard line, getting going here with 10 minutes, 30 seconds in the third quarter to play from Charlevoix High School. Kipke Field decided tonight's game.
That was all Harrison Shepard on the kickoff return. When he picked up the ball, immediately making a man miss, getting 3 more to go running by him. That was a good return by Harrison Shepard.
Yeah, I mean, that's just effort and grit.
Effort from Shepard.
Endress is going to turn and hand to Shepard. He's got the edge. He's taken out of bounds by Swanson and Spiegel, but not before he's able to pick up a Gladiator first down and into Raider territory.
You're the Gladiators. This is what you want to be seeing right now from your offense. They're awake. They're alive. They're moving the ball. After that punt return, they've got the energy and a little bit of momentum going their way.
Yep, they've been doing a good job consistently being able to seal those edges.
They really have, even
whether it's Shepard or Sellers or Olivier getting around the edge. Full house formation. Endress is going to turn and hand to Braxton Lisinski, and he's taken down in the backfield.
They went to the outside again. I'm wondering if they're going to go back to the outside, because earlier in the second quarter we saw when they were going to the outside, they were going to the left side. And it was working for them when they were going to the left side.
Yeah, well, they ran that one into the short side of the field. I wouldn't be surprised if we see them flip that play if they're able to convert on this 3rd and 1 and run it into the strong side of the field here with a lot of room to work.
Out of the I formation with 2 men out wide.
Yep. Endress puts them down. Straight give right back to Harrison Shepard, and it's going to depend on the spot. Actually, that was Charlie Olivier on the carry.
So you're going to see where they put down the spot. It looks like where he's standing, they're going to give it to him.
So first down, Traverse City got that one by about 4.5 chain links there, Christian.
That was a mighty close one. That's fighting for every inch of the field that they can fight for.
Doing a good job as they move into Raider territory. Ball is on the 44-yard line of the Raiders. Shepard now in the shotgun. 2 men to the top of the screen. They send Olivier in motion. They're going to jet sweep it to Olivier. He's got some room on the near side.
Got that speed.
Tackled at the Raider 30-yard line by Landon Swanson, but Olivier picking up a Gladiator first down. Jet sweep, and we talked about it earlier. Right before the first down carry, they can get the edge if they run it to the strong side of the field. They brought Olivier through on the jet sweep, and they picked up 10 yards.
Olivier also has those long strides. It looks like for someone of his size that he's moving kind of in slow motion, but those long strides are very deceiving because it looked like he took 4 steps from the hash to the out-of-bounds marker.
So it's 1st and 10 now for the Glads. Ball on the 31-yard line of the Raiders. Olivier going to the other side, and nice play made there. Almost cause for a horse collar there. Adam Streeter, big number 70 for the Raiders, was in the backfield to get the 2-yard tackle for loss.
Thought the lack of replay there, I would have liked to have seen that because it was mighty close to a horse collar.
Well, Streeter got him back by the collar, and it looked like he used it to slow him down, and then kind of wrapped up as he made the tackle. So 2nd and 12 now for the Gladiators, working across right to left from our radio dial.
Out of the shotgun.
Yep, shotgun again, faked snap, play action pass, rolling to the flats.
Oh,
nice coverage by Landon Swanson, and oh man, Shepard is down, holding that right foot.
Yeah, when he went up for the catch, he got just laid out.
He got hit hard by Swanson, but he was trying to plant with that right foot.
Oh.
And as he gets some attention from St. Francis staff, we're going to step aside here for a quick break and be back after this.
Our lives are a collection of experiences, moments of happiness or times of great loss. First homes, new babies, property loss, even heartache. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
Now's the time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Welcome to Culver Meadows, Traverse City's premier family-owned senior living community specializing in dementia care. Here at Culver Meadows, we cultivate the perfect environment for your loved ones by combining our setting, scenery, and social interaction of our residents. We pride ourselves at being an extension of your own family here at.
And we're back in. Harrison Shepard was helped off by the Gladiator coaching staff. Enders is going to roll right, fires and completes it. Caught at the 20-yard line. Nice catch made by Isaac Kerr.
To have an update on Harrison Shepard and what we were seeing from the booth, it looked like he was unable to put kind of any power on that right foot.
Yeah, any power, pressure, that, I don't want to prognosticate and play press box doctor, but that looked like it could potentially be keeping him out for the remainder of the game.
Oh, that was – I'm going to safely assume he is done for the game.
And that's a big part of the Gladiator offense. Enders under center, fullback. He's going to keep it and hand to Olivier up the left side. He's got a lane. He's in. He's in for a touchdown. Charlie Olivier on the 20-yard scoot in for a touchdown, putting the Glads back up on the board, up by 4. Gladiators on top of the Raiders. Nice job by that left side of the offensive line.
Gladiators really showing some heart. I mean, after they just watched Shepard get carried off the field, helped off the field, that is going to be inspiring for them going forward, knowing that they can keep the offense operating and moving according to plan. That was right up the middle to the left side and just outsped them. As right now the Gladiators are in the huddle looking that they're going to attempt the 2-point conversion to make this a 20-14 game. Out of the I formation.
And a timeout's taken by Charlevoix. This is a big sequence of the game right now, because if they're able to successfully get this 2-point conversion, Gladiators will go up by 1 touchdown. So if the Raiders are coming back, scoring a touchdown, it would tie the game. Raiders would need a successful 1-point or 2-point conversion to then take the lead. So a monumentous play, needless to say, for the St. Francis Gladiators right now. 6 minutes, 58 seconds to go in the third quarter. The pace of this game, Christian, has kind of slowed down in the second half.
It's slowed down, but there's still a lot of action going on, right? For the Gladiators offense, they've been moving the ball effectively and efficiently. For the Gladiators defense, they've been able to kind of stymie the Charlevoix offense. And, I mean, I know with Shepard out, that's going to open up some more opportunities for the other players on the offense. That also includes the defense, too, because he's been kind of everywhere so far.
Yeah. Between Shepard, Olivier, he just got the touchdown. We'll see if the Gladiators are able to punch it in here for the 2-point conversion. Lining up, they're going to throw this one outside.
Oh.
And it's Endres keeping it, stretching it out to the far side of the field. 2-point conversion is incomplete. He was looking for number 7, or I believe it. We see who the intended.
I saw a couple of things happen. He was throwing it to number 14, Tyler Cadlick. But I do want to mention that number 11, Cam Sellers, did get popped when he was running his route. I'm actually surprised that there was nothing from the refs on that one, because he was running his route and then just got leveled.
Yeah, there was Daziak was also in the area of that pass. So no good on the 2-point conversion. So it'll be a 4-point game. Still 6 minutes, 58 seconds left to go in this one from Charlevoix High School. If you were looking for a good football game, you got just what you wanted. This has been within a 6-point margin throughout the entirety of the contest.
This has been almost everything that I've been told about leading up to this, right?
Right.
Not only just from the play itself, from the atmosphere that's been here. You know, you look out into the parking lot right now, and it is full of vehicles from both sides of the field.
Right. I mean, this is a old-fashioned Lake Michigan Conference rivalry, and that was a different kickoff there. It was Ben DeCarlis sending it deep.
It was almost like that kick was a knuckleball. It just it went up and then it just dove back down. That was an interesting flight pattern from that ball.
Or, excuse me, it was still Warren Asher kicking it deep. His jersey's so scrunched up that the 3 looks like a 1.
A lot of hard playing going out there.
Yeah. I mean, this is definitely a gut check time for the Raiders. Can the Glads hold them once again? It was that first 5-yard penalty that kind of set the Raiders back last time. Jess going to turn handoff up the middle to Landon Swanson. Nice play made on the interior of that Gladiator defensive line. A slew of Gladiators to meet him there. Warren Asher, also Luke Gorman in on the stop. Big number 21 for the Raiders. Landon Swanson couldn't get that one going as he was hit immediately as he crossed the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 9 for the Raiders.
Out of the pistol formation, then they move into shotgun.
Yep. Trips to the top of the screen. Waha into the boundary on the short side. It's going to be a screen to Waha. Waha slips through 1 tackle and gains about 6 yards on 2nd and 9.
They were playing off coverage with man-to-man. That short pass, it looked like he was going to run and go, and then he just stopped. Turned it back a little bit.
Yep.
Ended up getting that pass for a good couple of yards.
That's the first catch of the game for Waha. Actually, second catch of the game. He was targeted earlier on a deep fade route that was incomplete. 3rd and 4 now for the Raiders from their own 34-yard line. Quick handoff to Landon Swanson. He bounces it outside, and he's working up toward the 50-yard line. A flag in the backfield, and it's a hold on the Raiders.
Coming back. We're seeing a little bit more laundry today as opposed to
where we were last night.
As opposed to Pickford and Gaylord.
Yeah, we were up Gaylord, St. Mary, and Pickford last night from Pickford, Michigan, and I think only about 6 penalty markers throughout the entirety of that game. But right there, that's going to back the Raiders up 10 yards on the hold, and it will now be 3rd and 14 for the men in maroon. Gladiators doing a good job of staying relatively penalty-free so far in this second half.
Playing clean football, and it's helping them out. That's how Charlevoix gets in behind the sticks on these plays.
That's right. Jess in the shotgun, drops back to pass. He's going to roll left behind the intended target of Hudson Vollmer. Nice job of being right there was Jack Gruber on the coverage, able to get the pass breakup. That's going to bring up 4th and 14 now for Charlevoix.
Yes, we are going to be seeing a punt. No surprise here. You're deep in your zone. Long 4th down. This is about as academic as it gets with this punt.
Waha with a high snap, takes 2 steps into it.
That's
it's
a good
punt.
punt.
Spiraling punt, hits at the Gladiator 39, and it's eventually fielded at the 35-yard line. Stepping up for about a 5-yard punt return was Cam Sellers.
He picked it up, and unlike the last time, he wasn't able to make a few men miss. He was eventually dragged down.
Typically, we'd see Harrison Shepard back there taking those punt returns. And once again, we want to really reach out and hope that he is doing okay over there on the sideline after he was helped off the field earlier in the third quarter on the last possession for the Gladiators. 3-man backfield. Enders is going to turn handoff to Sellers, and tackle made by Landon Swanson, the interior inside linebacker for the Raiders. It's a 2-yard gain for the Gladiators, and it's 2nd and 8. Ball on the Gladiator 46-yard line. This is a pivotal drive. The Gladiators can get some points here. They got an opportunity to go up by 2 scores.
Gladiators get points, you're putting that distance between you and Charlevoix.
That's right. They'd be sitting pretty.
And the way they've been able to handle Charlevoix's offense right now.
Got to like those chances. Olivier in motion. Jet sweep give. Olivier has it. Can he get the edge? He picks up about 2 yards on the jet sweep. Play made on the. Yeah, it was Sawyer Blazdic for the Raiders, who limited Olivier to about a 2-yard gain on 2nd and 8.
I'm thinking if they're going to keep it on the ground, they're going to be playing for 4th down, because the way your defense has been handling their offense, you might be comfortable
going for it at midfield.
Going for it at midfield at this juncture in the game.
So 3rd and a long 6 now. Enders under center. 3 men in the backfield. Going to turn, fake, drops back, looking to pass, and he's going down, sacked in the backfield. Oh, man. Camden Carey got in there for a sack. Good. And you know what, Christian? That was a coverage sack.
Indris, he had the time there, but he couldn't make the throw, and eventually they got to him, and there's nothing you can do about that.
Well, if you don't have anybody open, you got to eat that ball, and Camden Carey was bearing down on him, and credit to Endris for not, coughing that ball up. Camden Carey's a big guy. He goes about, 260.
Yeah, that's.
So it's 4th and 14. Glad's in punt formation, back deep to return for the Raiders is number 2, Hudson Vollmer.
That's mighty big for high school.
Yeah. And Glad's motion into a tight formation now. Better protection. Asher gets it away, end-over-end kick, fielded at the 35-yard line by Vollmer. He turns it up the field, working down the sideline, and he's pushed out of bounds. Eventually tackled by Cam Sellers.
The fans here wanted a late hit out of bounds, but the refs are not gonna
give that to him. And you know what? As big of a rivalry game as this is, and all the hype and build up to this, I think the referees have done a pretty good job of keeping the chippiness out of this game between both teams.
Well, it also adds for having attitude in the game also, right? It adds to the intensity.
Raiders send doubles. Watkins in motion behind Jess. Jess is going to keep it on the option. He'll cross over into Gladiator territory, eventually taken down at the 43-yard line of the Glads, a pickup of 6 yards on 1st and 10 carry for Brady Jess. And that's that package that the Raiders bring in with Watkins, run him in that orbit motion that has given the Glads difficulty.
If I'm looking here in 2nd and 4, I'm looking to something similar. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You got 6 yards with that same play call.
Yep. Pistol action now. Herzog dots the I between Jess. He takes it up the middle. He breaks the tackle. Herzog in the open field. He's going to take it for 6 points. A Raider touchdown. Henry Herzog right up the middle. Oh, man. Once he broke free of the front 7 of the Gladiator defense, he was gone.
The only thing he had in front of him at that point was nothing but grass. And he was able to run through all of that.
I mean, he was looking right at the crossbar, trying to run right into it. And that's going to put the Raiders back up by 2. It's now 20-18. And, man, we've got a game here, Christian.
This is going to be a dramatic 4th quarter, Charles. I'm all for it. This is why we live for fall, huh? Football season coming down here to the wire. We got a keeper. He's going to be in for 2.
So Jess able to put the Raiders back up by 4 points on the quarterback keeper going around the right side of that offensive line.
That is that's the play I was mentioning earlier that I wouldn't be surprised if they went to it again. They ran it to the left, it got them 6 yards. This time they ran it to the right, it got them 2 points.
Yeah, and it was a 44-yard run by Henry Herzog that got the Raiders on the board there. Now it's time for the Gladiators to respond.
If you're the Gladiators, now you're down more than a field goal. You need a touchdown to regain the lead. You're still in the third quarter. You have plenty of time. However, you can't really squander your opportunities at this point no more.
Right. So far in the third quarter, Raiders outscoring the Gladiators by 2 points. And the difference being that the Raiders converted that 2-point conversion.
With Harrison Shepard out of the game right now, it's next man up.
Right. And we've seen Charlie Olivier carry some of that burden for the Gladiators. Here's what I'm looking for. I think an X factor here is, that Gladiator passing game for Endress. If they can slip out of the backfield Cam Sellers on like a halfback delay or a screen, that might be something that could get them out on the perimeter. They've had a lot of success going around the edges. Owen Waha tees it up with the squib kick down the middle. It's fielded at the 15-yard line by Braxton Lisinski. He's eventually brought down by Josh Schultz at the Gladiator 24-yard line.
I do want to give credit for Braxton Lisinski because that ball came in a little bit oblong, if you know what I'm talking about with that ball. The ball was bouncing all over the place, and he was able to field it cleanly off the bounce. Doing the best he could given the situation, I believe. The Gladiators are in the huddle right now. Going to be starting from their own 23-yard line.
They're going to send 2 receivers down to the bottom of the screen. Charlie Olivier into the boundary at the top. Shotgun set for Endress. Olivier in motion. He's going to fake the jet pitch. Olivier spinning back to the other side of the field. He's got a receiver over there, and Mason Dasiak is all the way out to the Raider 40-yard line.
Now that is good play calling because they've been setting up that play for the first few quarters, right? They faked the jet sweep. Endress ended up turning it around, throws it to the opposite side of the field. That's going to get you a good first down.
And that's a good play. Misdirection there. Able to get the Raiders moving side to side and a good pickup on 1st and 10. Here's the delayed handoff to Sellers, and he picks his way out to the 45-yard line. Pickup of 6 yards on first down.
58 on the tackle. That's going to be Justin Whistler. Sellers, he had a good gain of about 5. I was thinking 6 yards. However, back in the huddle, we're going to see how they can keep answering that. So far, the drive's looking pretty good to start it off as they're back in the full house set.
Got to like that. 2 plays, about 25 yards of production. It's 2nd and 4. Endress under center. 3 backs behind him. He's going to turn handoff on the straight dive give. That's Charlie Olivier. He makes a man miss, makes the cut. He's at the 30, the 20, the 15, the 10. Can he take it all the way? He can. Touchdown, Gladiators. They're back on top. Oh, man, we've got a barn burner brewing here in Charlevoix. That was a 45-yard touchdown run. Charlie Olivier on the straight dive give. Made one man miss. Whoop. Got all the way on the cutback to the near side pylon.
I was going woo because he started on the right side of the formation, ended up cutting all the way back across the field, and ended up getting that touchdown. Impressive run by Charles Olivier. Man, Charlie Olivier, I'm sorry. That was you can't end up with a better execution than that from that formation.
Well, I hope that play woke you up if you were asleep on your couch.
This game has been back and forth, and we're looking dramatic right now.
2-point conversion attempt. Endress is going to spin out reverse pivot caught for a 2-point conversion by Sellers. It's good. 2 on the board for the Glads. It's 26-22 as the teams trade 4-point leads. So Gladiators with the successful touchdown and 2-point conversion. We're going to step aside and come back right after this. This is Gladiator Football on Next Level Broadcast.
To Culver Meadows, Traverse City's premier, family-owned senior living community specializing in dementia care. Here at Culver Meadows, we cultivate the perfect environment for your loved ones by combining our setting, scenery, and social interaction of our residents. We pride ourselves at being an extension of your own family here at Culver Meadows. Call 231-633-9430.
Lives are a collection of experiences, moments of happiness or times of great loss. First homes, new babies, property loss, even heartache. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
All right, that scoring play capped off with a 55-yard run by Charlie Olivier. Gladiators back on top of the Raiders by 4, 26-22. 36 seconds left to go in the third quarter from Charlevoix. In between the commercial break, we want to thank our friends and sponsors at Chris Hathaway Farm Bureau Insurance and our friends at Culver Meadows, bringing this game to you live wherever you're tuning in from. Teeing it up, high end-over-end kick, fielded at the 15-yard line by Bryce Johnson for the Charlevoix Raiders. He picks his way out to the 26-yard line where the Raiders will set up shop. Last time the Raiders were on the field, it was Henry Herzog punching it in from 45 yards out on that run. Can the Gladiators get a stop now that they've got the lead back?
These teams are going blow for blow, back and forth, big play after big play. I've been impressed with both teams' execution of the run play. They've able to just open up the field for big runs. There's not a whole lot more that you can ask for from the run game for both teams.
All right, Jess in the pistol formation. He's going to hand this one right up the middle to Landon Swanson for the Raiders. Ball's out. Ball's on the turf.
Gladiators are saying they have it. However, we'll wait for the official.
I can't make this out either way. It's going to be Charlevoix football. I don't know. It's Swanson who was able to get back on top of that one. Looked like one of the Glads put his helmet right in on that football. Swanson coughed it up but got it back.
Yeah, I want to say number 53, Warren Asher, was in on the tackle. That was a good attempt at also getting the ball, but no avail. And we have a timeout.
Yep, so timeout, end of the third quarter. Gladiators on top, 26-22. This is Gladiator football on Next Level Broadcasting. We're going to step aside. The players are going to change ends of the field. We'll be back with fourth quarter action right after this.
Lives are a collection of experiences, moments of happiness or times of great loss. First homes, new babies, property loss, even heartache. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
To Culver Meadows, Traverse City's premier, family-owned senior living community specializing in dementia care. Here at Culver Meadows, we cultivate the perfect environment for your loved ones by combining our setting, scenery, and social interaction of our residents. We pride ourselves at being an extension of your own family here at Culver Meadows. Call 231-633-9430.
All right, we're coming back.
All right, here we go. Raiders have it on the 40-yard line. Just turns and hands to Swanson right up the middle. He makes one-man miss at the 40, spinning around and eventually dragged down at the Raider 47-yard line. Tackle made right there by number 11. That was Cam Sellers for the Glads, but not before Swanson was able to pick up the first down for the Raiders.
That was a good run. I mean, he was able to make a man miss. Once he got wrapped up, he was able to spin for an extra couple of yards. A good, I'd like to say, 15-yard gain off that run. That was good by Landon Swanson.
Yeah, it's turned into a ground and pound affair for both teams right now. Here's the fake handoff. Jess is going to pull it, going around the left side, puts his head down, met by a host of Gladiators, and Jess not willing to go down without a fight. Charlie Olivier, first Gladiator there. Jess picks up 6.5 yards on first down.
Jess keeping that quarterback keeper to the left side. When he was met by a host, I was anticipating them to kind of be a little more rougher. Thankfully they weren't, because
yeah, I mean,
we've already had an injury out here.
Right. When the whistle blows, players are pretty good about that. Raiders send 2 receivers to the top of the screen. Swanson, the pistol back. Jess is going to keep this one again, looking to pitch, but keeping it himself. He lowers his shoulder and is eventually brought down by Luke Gorman. But another Raider first down as Jess moves the chains once again for the Raiders further into Gladiator territory. Ball now sits at the 37-yard line. Christian, we've seen Charlevoix having success with the quarterback option here. Just doing a good job of finding those seams outside in the Gladiator defense.
Yeah, they've been sticking with it. It looked like Jess had an opportunity to maybe pitch it, and it looked like that there was open field on the pitch, but
here we
keeping
go.
himself, he got the first down.
Jess in the shotgun with Swanson to his right, keeping it himself again on the keep. Gets another 5.5 yards on first and 10. DeCarlis, the tackle for the Gladiators. And it's gotten eerily silent right now. I think both fan bases are on the edge of their seats.
This has been dramatic here in the fourth quarter now, right? Because we're 4-point game. Every drive is important. Charlevoix punches this open in for another 6.
It's 2nd and 5. Jess in the pistol. He's dropping back to pass. Got a lot of time throwing it deep. It's a fluttering pass up the sideline. It's tipped around. Logan Watkins was the last Raider to get a hand on it. A lot of hang time under that pass. That thing seemed to just float up in the air like a butterfly as 2 Gladiators and 2 Raiders were there all trying to catch it.
That's a 50-50 ball for both teams, right? With 2 and 2 on one side and 2 on the other side. You're throwing that up and you're just hoping for one of your playmakers to make a play.
Right, and neither team with a Calvin Johnson type player out on the field right now, so that one goes incomplete. 3rd and 5 for the Raiders. Ball on the 32-yard line of the Gladiators. Jess in the shotgun. He's going to give this one right up the middle to Landon Swanson. He's got a lane. He's got a Raider first down. He was initially tackled by I didn't see that actually. I think it was Mason Dasiak that got Swanson to the ground, but we've seen the Raiders really starting to establish Swanson here in the fourth quarter. 8 minutes, 50 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. Jess in the pistol. Swanson dots the I behind him. He's going to give to Swanson up the middle. Swanson bear crawls out for a gain of about 4 yards off that right guard run play.
This drive, Raiders. I do want to say that Swanson and Jess have been the power and the workhorses for them on this drive.
Well, we knew that coming in. Jess and Swanson, they've earned their medals on the wrestling mat as well. 2 All-Staters to make mention. And the toughness that those guys are bringing to the table right now in the fourth quarter is definitely worthy of merit and worthy of mention. 2 receivers to the top of the screen. Glads come in with a 3-man front. Raiders run the counter to Hudson Vollmer, shakes it, bounces it to the outside, and Vollmer's going to stroll in for a Raider touchdown.
That's Vollmer's second, isn't it?
That's Vollmer's second touchdown of the game, and the misdirection play caught the Glads leaning one way They were expecting that give up the middle to Swanson, and Vollmer did a good job of following his blocks and getting it in for a touchdown for the Raiders.
Here we go. This is when we're looking at the tightness of this game, right? Now, you make it a 4-point game here. That's going to put the pressure on the Gladiators to score something. And then in the event that they score too soon, that just gives the ball back right to the Raiders. So here we go.
Yep.
However, there is a flag on the field already.
Yeah, I think the Raiders might have had too many men in the huddle.
It looks like that's what's been happening.
But that's just my guess.
They're pushing him back.
Okay. My guess. So they got pushed back to the 7-yard line, a 5-yard penalty. So my guess is that was an illegal procedure with too many men in the huddle for the Raiders.
I didn't see a call from the ref. Did you?
I did not, but they pushed it back to the 7-yard line, so obviously it was a 5-yard infraction. Jeff takes the shotgun snap, throwing it high up in the end zone. That's going to go well out of bounds, intended for Owen Waha, trying to just throw a little high-point fade to the corner. So 2-point attempt, no good for the Raiders. 2-point game here from Charlevoix. We're going to keep it right here as we get ready to tee this one up between Raiders and Gladiators. While we have a second to kind of catch our breath, we want to thank all of our sponsors this evening, including PGO's Pizza, Magnum Hospitality, Alpers Excavating, Team Elmers. We also want to thank our friends at Chris Hathaway Farm Bureau Insurance, Cherry Capital TVC Airport, bringing this game to you live wherever you're watching from. Raiders and Gladiators.
Charles, I'm starting to grit my teeth because this is Friday Night Lights at its finest.
This is living up to the billing. Both teams putting it all on the line, letting it all hang out. 26-28, Gladiators down by 2. 8 minutes remaining in the half, or
However,
in the game.
I do want to point out it is once again raining out there.
Right, so the field getting a little bit slick. I mean, it's been slick pretty much all night. It's looking immaculate out there. The grounds crew here at Kipke Field ready for week 1 as Waha sends a squib kick down the middle. It's fielded by Luke Gorman. So
good stop by Luke Gorman because he was able to save a lot of field position. That ball was barreling past him. He was able to put almost like a hockey block. You know, when in hockey when they block a shot and defender just gets down, he was able to do that with the ball and to get back on it.
So last time the Gladiators had the ball, it was Charlie Olivier who put them back on top by 4 points. This time they get it down 2. They send Olivier into the near side and the strong side of the field. Endres in the straight I formation, going to turn and hand off back to Sellers. Sellers makes one cut, puts his foot in the ground, and gets out to the Gladiator 47-yard line. A nice gain of 7 yards on 1st and 10. Working the off-tackle play again on the left side of that offensive line. Gladiators doing a good job of picking up solid yardage on 1st and 10.
I do want to say, if you're the Gladiators, you might want to try and eat some clock here because with 7.5 left, if you score too soon, that gives the ball back to the Raiders, and they've been moving the ball kind of almost at will.
And with the ground game Charlevoix has, Raiders drop out of a blitz look. They're going to hand to Charlie Olivier around the left tackle again, and he's got a Gladiator first down. They're really working the left side of that offensive line, going into the short side of the field. 7 minutes, 10 seconds left to go in the game. Charlevoix shuffling in some defensive personnel in and out right now. Gladiators with an offset 3-back look now.
We just had 7 minutes.
Direct give outside. Sellers tries to bounce it out, and he picks up about 4 yards. Initial contact was made in the backfield by Ryan Pearl for the Raiders, and Sellers was able to slip through that arm tackle for a positive gain. That could have been a tackle for loss if Sellers isn't able to break that arm tackle there.
You're happy with that gain, though, because 3-4 yards in your cloud of dust, you get string a couple of those together. That clock's going to keep running, and you're moving the ball down the field in the direction you want to be moving it.
That's right. Straight I formation, and the Raiders jump off sides. That'll be a neutral zone infraction. Guilty party for the Raiders was Braden Greensky. So Gladiators with another free 5 yards. That's the third.
This one's not going to give them a first down this time.
I should say the third time they've drawn the Raiders off sides or gotten an encroachment for a set of free 5 yards.
If you're rooting for the Gladiators, that's the 15 yards. You're going to take that, because now those yards here in the crunch time, each one of those yards is going to be important.
That's right. And all the noise you can hear right now is coming straight from the field. Fans are silent right here, quiet with anticipation. Enders under center is going to turn and hand on the fullback give. Wow, big hit right in the middle.
Big hit, but it's going to be enough for a big first down.
Yeah, that was some tough, hard running there for Matthew Kane. Josh Schultz was in there. That was a big-time collision.
Oh, folded like a lawn chair almost.
Well, I mean, when you're playing fullback, you're ready for that collision. And Kane knew what he had to get, picked up about 6 inches more than what he needed for a first down. Gladiators. They're going to send Olivier in motion a little bit, a straight I formation. One receiver into the boundary, turn and hand on a dive to Cam Sellers, and 3 Raiders got in there in the backfield. It was a big play made by Trevor Streeter. You know, that was a football handshake right there. When you meet somebody one-on-one in the backfield, that's a really good way to introduce yourself on the football field.
Well, what is the Oklahoma drill?
Right.
I remember doing those
in the sweltering heat of August. That's what we've got right now, but cool temperatures tonight.
We were playing in the cornfield where I was playing.
Enders with the full house backfield. Trying to get the edge is Charlie Olivier. Can he get it? He breaks one tackle, slips through Raider defenders, and is picking up a first down. Working around the left side of that Gladiator offensive line. 14-yard pickup on 2nd and 11.
With Harrison Shepard out, Charlie Olivier has been the man to step up, the guy to kind of come in and step in and be the workhorse for them on these drives recently.
I mean, he's been the guy that has been toting the rock, him and Cam Sellers. It's been a while since we've seen a pass play.
You're right. The last pass play was that flutter ball that, well, maybe
the from Jess and the 2-point attempt for Charlevoix.
Out of the I formation.
Yep, I formation, one man into the boundary. That's Olivier handing off to Sellers.
Going to spin down. He's going to get about a gain of 3.
And I think we've got a timeout taken here by
Charlevoix.
Charlevoix taking a timeout. They've got one timeout left. And we're going to keep it right here. Once again, St. Francis football on Next Level Broadcasting. This is the inaugural season of our live streams for Gladiator football. 3 minutes, 54 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter here from Kipke Field in Charlevoix. We've got a barn burner. The Gladiators find themselves down 2 points, 28-26, with 3 minutes, 54 seconds left into the fourth quarter. This is a really good test for these young and upcoming Gladiator players. A lot of these players right now on offense didn't get a chance to see the field last year because of all the senior talent that the Glads had on that roster in 2022. So big-time stripes being earned right now for the Gladiators, a chance to really cut their teeth against a good former conference opponent in the Charlevoix Raiders.
If this is game 1 for the Gladiators, I cannot wait for the rest of the season, because if it's going to come down like this, I'm in.
That's right. So 2nd and 7 now. Gladiators with a tight formation. Offset fullback Cam Sellers in motion. They're going to pitch this to Olivier coming on the near side. makes one man miss, slips through one tackle, two tackles. He's still on his feet. He's down at the 10-yard line.
He had open field ahead of him, but he couldn't shake away from Charlevoix's defense when they had their arms wrapped around him. If he was able to shake that, he was walking in for another 6.
Yeah, that was A.J. Spiegel who finally got Olivier down, but not before Olivier made it 1st and goal for the Gladiators.
So they're chewing a little bit of clock up here. They're going to leave Charlevoix with only a couple minutes left.
Right. Big time possession here, 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Charlevoix sends pressure up the middle. It's Cam Sellers all the way in for a Gladiator touchdown. Raiders brought the pressure right up the middle. Glads did a good job of sealing up the left side of the offensive line, and it was Sellers who waltzed in untouched for 6. Gladiators go back on top 32-28.
Gladiators offense, they had a little bit of smoke and mirrors on that play. They looked like there was about 3 different offensive players that had an opportunity to have that ball in their hands, and Sellers was ultimately the one to walk in for 6.
Good execution up front by the Gladiator offensive line, sealing that up and picking up the A-gap pressure that Charlevoix brought.
Here we go. So if you go for 2, you make it a 6-point game. That's going to make it interesting here on the Charlevoix next drive.
I formation. Olivier has the carry. Is he in? He is. He's in for the 2-point conversion.
After the dive, he was able to get in, make that a 6-point game. Here we go. Touchdown game.
3 minutes, 14 seconds left to go. Couldn't have it any other way right here on Next Level Broadcasting. We're going to go ahead, step aside, catch our breath, and be ready when the Gladiators kick off to the Raiders here, coming back in 30 seconds on Next Level Broadcast.
Lives are a collection of experiences, moments of happiness or times of great loss. First homes, new babies, property loss, even heartache. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to
And welcome back in. Charlevoix versus Traverse City St. Francis here on Next Level Broadcasting. Gladiators capping off a touchdown run. It was Cam Sellers right up the middle for a 9-yard untouched touchdown. Doing a really good job of blocking it up was the offensive line, sealing it off. Now, can the Gladiator defense get a stop? It's been a back-and-forth affair between the Raiders and Gladiators so far in this second half. When we went to halftime, it was 14-12.
Charlevoix has shown the ability that they can score quickly also, right? They've had a couple of passes that have gone for deep. They've had those runs that have gone for deep.
Right. Getting ready to kick this one away is actually it's 51, Ben DeCarolis for the Glads, sending it deep. Fielded by Watkins at the 15-yard line. He's got speed. He's got a seam. He's got serious speed. He's out to the 43-yard line of the Raiders. And he took that from the 15 to the 43 in a flash.
It doesn't get much better for your opening, for your kickoff, right? And that was a squib kick, too. Usually your squib kicks, they're not meant to go for like that.
Got to give credit to that special teams for Charlevoix, able to set up those blocks for Watkins, but at some point in time, Watkins is going to run by those blocks with his speed. Glads come out with 3 down linemen. Raiders hand it off to Vollmer around the outside. He's got a lane. Can Olivier bring him down? He can, but not before Vollmer crosses midfield and gets out to the Gladiator 49-yard line. Raiders ran that play. Vollmer scored on a touchdown last series on that same exact play.
Important also, he got out of bounds and was stopping the clock there.
Yep, 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. That's a false start by the Raiders, but it's not called. Throwing it deep is Jess. He's got a man. That's Vollmer. He can't make the catch. Oh, man, the Glads got away with one there.
Ooh, they dodged a bullet there. He was open, a little overthrown. He had the hands on it, though, in the summer. You're taught your hands on the ball, you're supposed to be able to catch that one.
You know, if sometimes when a receiver's that wide open, you just got to put it right on him. Vollmer, there wasn't a Glad within 7 feet, so the Glads dodged a huge bullet there, Christian.
If you're Vollmer, you got to shake it off, though.
Pistol look. Jess is going to have to scramble around. Throwing it back. Was he in the grasp? Is that going to be an intentional grounding? And it will be.
Yep, they're moving them. They're getting moved back.
So intentional grounding called on the Raiders. And that's a tough sequence for the Raider offense. A wide open receiver that was missed, and then an intentional grounding that's going to push them back, and the loss of down that penalty carries is going to be enforced, and it will be spotted at the 31-yard line.
Intentional grounding is a hefty penalty.
It certainly is. It carries a hefty sentence. So it's 4th down, and Raiders are lining up to go for it.
No, it's not 4th down. I believe
it's fourth down. It was a loss of down. This is 4th down. They're going for it. So Raiders take their last timeout. That was their last timeout. Actually, excuse me, second to last timeout. So they have 1 timeout remaining.
The reason I was questioning the down
is because they were lined up to go for it?
Well, they were lined up to go for it, but I also looked at the scoreboard, and it also had 3rd on it. But the down marker did say 4 on it, though.
Right. It was the correct down marker. I think the Raiders were confused because the scoreboard said 3rd down.
Yes.
You know, we knew it was 4th down, so we were a little bit confused as what was going on as well. I mean, it's 4th and 21, balls on their own 31. Can't imagine them trying to go for that.
Almost reminded me of when Tom Brady did that. He
did that against the Chicago Bears, didn't he?
Happens in the pros also. Tom Brady thought it was a 4th or 3rd down.
Good job of the Glads forcing a punt by the Raiders, also making the Raiders burn one of their 2 remaining timeouts. Glads with 2 timeouts left, Raiders with 1. 2 minutes, 46 seconds left to go from Charlevoix. Charlevoix's lining up to go for it again. Pistol look. Jess drops back to pass, throwing it deep. Got a man on the sideline. It is caught. Oh my goodness. The Raiders threw the fade route to big man Owen Waha down the Gladiators sideline, and it's complete for 36 yards on 4th and 21. Are you kidding me?
You can't defend that much better than the way that was defended. It was a great throw and a great catch.
I mean, excellent coverage there on the far sideline by Braden Tharp. Just a great grab by Waha. Oh, my goodness. This is a keeper by Jess. He'll pitch it outside to – that was A.J. Spiegel. Excellent play made by Luke Gorman on the shoestring tackle for the Gladiators. Oh, my goodness.
We couldn't calm down enough from that play. That was
2 minutes, 10 seconds now. Jess in the pistol. This snap will be under 2 minutes. In the orbit motion is Vollmer. Reverse handoff to A.J. Spiegel again. He makes a cut, puts his foot in the ground, still up on his feet. Brought down at the Gladiator 25-yard line.
It looked like to me he had enough for a 1st down.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to give it to him.
So that's that counter look that the Raiders run off of that dive. And Brady Jess and the Raiders moving it down. 1 minute, 45 seconds left to go in the game. Shotgun for Jess. He's going to keep, fake, roll left. Out in the flats. Intercept.
Oh, he dropped it.
Almost intercepted by Charlie Olivier. That would have sealed the game.
He had it until he hit the ground. He couldn't complete the catch.
He had 2 hands on it, all 10 fingers, but couldn't complete it through the contact of the ground. So it's 2nd and 10. Jess in the shotgun. Orbit motion for Vollmer again. He's going to keep it. Jess is. He's going to put a foot in the ground, turn it upfield. Big time contact, and Jess lumbers down to the 13-yard line. It's going to be another 1st down. 90 seconds remaining in the ball game. Clock stops as the chains set.
They're moving the
now
clock.
They're moving once again. But the clock should have been stopped because the chains weren't set. So the Glads catch a little bit of a break there. Jess in the pistol now. Herzog behind him, back to passes. Jess, he's going to keep it. He's got a lane. He's running up the field, makes one man miss. He's at the 3. He's down to the goal line.
I think he's
stretches.
short.
He's in for a touchdown
They gave it.
to tie the game with 1 minute.
Unbelievable. And these last 2 minutes of football, from the pass to the near interception to Brady just showing just a will to get his team into the end zone.
And there was a Gladiator injured on the play. It was actually 2 Gladiators were slow to get up. Luke Gorman and also Warren Asher were slow to get up after that. So this is a pivotal 2-point conversion here. We're tied at 34. Here we go. Line it up. Goal line opportunity for the Raiders from the 2.5-yard line. Gladiators are going to take a timeout. Josh Sellers was in a full sprint midway out to the hash mark to get that timeout called. Wow, what a game.
This has been everything that I've been told leading up to this game, from the drama to the actual the execution from both teams. I'm utterly impressed on both sides of the field.
I mean, you want to talk about living up to the hype. We've got a 34-34 game with 1 minute left to go between Gladiators and Raiders. This is what you draw it up for. This is why you run those extra hard wind sprints, those gassers in August. It's still August, but when and who is going to be able to dig deep here and execute? So, a couple things to note here. Josh Sellers wanted to see the alignment that the Raiders came out in. Will the Raiders change up their formation after showing them what they had? Gladiators now with an opportunity to match the formation for the Raiders.
Here we go. Looks like Charlevoix is kind of coming out in the pistol.
Charlevoix out in the pistol, and another timeout taken. This one's taken by Charlevoix, and
a little bit of chess and mind games in between these two teams.
So that was the last timeout for Charlevoix. So a dice roll for the Raiders there, wanting to make sure they've got the play they want called in the huddle here. 30 seconds left. Regardless of the outcome here from Charlevoix, this has been a great game between Gladiators and Raiders. I think for the Gladiators, a lot of positive takeaways from this game so far. One more opportunity here to really stiffen up. Can they hold the Raiders out of the end zone for this 2-point conversion, man? It's going to take one heck of an effort, but I think their front seven, that defensive line, they're up for it.
Both of these teams, no matter what the outcome, are going to go out. One of them is going to go out in their shield. And
all right, so Raiders in the pistol formation. Jess is going to hand up to Landon Swanson. He's not in. He's not in. Swanson denied at the goal line by the Gladiators, and it's still a tie game. 34-34, 1 minute remaining. St. Francis with one timeout left. Oh, we got a good one brewing here from Charlevoix.
I thought he was going to get in with that second effort spin. Ultimately, it wasn't enough. I couldn't quite see from our end of the booth. It looked good to me. The refs, they didn't wave their hands in the right direction for Charlevoix.
And, that's Swanson coming at you, 6'2", 210 pounds at the fullback position for Charlevoix, and a good job of the Gladiators' defensive line really plugging those gaps, making it hard for him to pick his way through the left side of that offensive line. Raiders tried to go in between the guard and center, and St. Francis did a good job of plugging it up. 1 minute left in this game, and it's been a dandy.
This has the town of Charlevoix ready, right? The fans in the stands. There's a bus over to the west side of the field with fans on the bus.
Yeah.
This is going to be the talk of the town tonight.
Gladiators versus Raiders here on Next Level Broadcasting. 1 minute left to go. All tied. Waha teeing it up. sends it deep. End over end kick is going to be fielded at the 15-yard line. It's coming out at the 10, eventually brought down at the 30-yard line was Braxton Lisinski.
Well, here you go. 52 seconds left. One timeout for the Gladiators. What are you doing if you're in this instance?
I mean, right now, if you're the Gladiators, I want to get Charlie Olivier going outside around left or right end, seeing if you can seal the right side or left side of that offensive line and pick up a quick first down. If you get a quick first down here, that'll really jumpstart this 52-second drive. 52 seconds remaining. Endress takes the shotgun snap, throwing over the middle to Olivier. Pass falls incomplete.
I'm actually surprised there wasn't a call there because
Yeah.
it looked like he got bumped before he was able to make the catch.
Ryan Pearl, the Raider defensive back, was in there slightly early, but nonetheless, officials letting them play here this evening. Only 5 seconds were taken off the clock with that play.
Incomplete pass stops the clock.
47 seconds left to go in the game. It's 2nd and 10. Ball is on the 31-yard line of the St. Francis Gladiators. They send 2 receivers to the top of the screen. Olivier into the near side. They're going to motion him across the formation, fake the handoff. Andrus is pressured in the backfield. Andrus tries to get rid of it. It's tipped in the air, intercepted by Landon Swanson. Landon Swanson
we have a
in
flag on the
for
play.
a touchdown, but there is a flag on the play.
I can't see who the down Gladiator is.
It looks like Charlie Olivier, who's picking himself up and walking gingerly. Will this play stand? Landon Swanson currently, as it stands, with a Raider 30-yard interception return for a touchdown.
I think they're going to.
And it's an illegal block in the back that will wipe away the touchdown. So take the points off the board. It's Raider football. Okay, so Gladiators still with signs of life here.
Well, I'm looking at it. The interception's still going to stand, though.
The interception will still stand, but the block in the back is going to bring the football back to the point where the interception occurred.
Yeah, bringing the ball back. It's not over yet. We still have 40 seconds left, and we're looking at still a dramatic finish ahead of
Brady
us.
Jess rolling to his left, throwing it deep over the middle, incomplete. Looking for intended target on the play. He had a man coming across the middle. It was Troy Nickel coming through on a little shallow cross.
Threw it into some traffic.
We've got 33 seconds here from Charlevoix High School. Gladiators and Raiders knotted up at 34. If you're just joining us, Gladiators had an opportunity but had an interception. It was a tipped ball by middle linebacker Landon Swanson for the Raiders. Got the interception. He returned it for a touchdown, but the Raiders had an illegal block in the back, which moved the ball back to the 25-yard line, where it is currently located. 2nd and 10, Raiders. Gladiators trying to make one final stand. Just in the pistol, fumbles it. He's got to spin out of a couple tackles, and he does. Raiders got to get something going here because that will not stop the clock.
And they don't have no timeouts left.
So it is 3rd down. Crucial sack, and the Raiders spike it on 3rd down. So it's 4th down and 15 for the Raiders. It's a 34-34 game.
Charles, if I came to you before the game started and said, overtime? ? Would you have believed it after after all the drama and the build up for this game?
I mean, I would have believed it because I knew that these two teams were going to lay it all out on the line for this game and for everything that this game means between these two schools. We'll see what they got going. It's 4th and 10. Jess throwing it up into the boundary. Pass defense. Nice job. Owen Waha, the intended target. Gladiators come out unscathed. Excellent job in coverage there by Braden.
We have a
Tharp.
down Gladiator.
And we do have a Gladiator down.
I can't see who that is. Number 8. That's
That's
Olivier.
Charlie Olivier, who's down, clutching one of his shoulders. Charlevoix tried to sneak a little skinny post into Owen Waha on the far side of the field. Braden Tharp did an excellent job in pass coverage, but Charlie Olivier right now, the Gladiator, getting some attention, and they're working on his right shoulder.
Moving towards overtime, that is not something you want to be seeing if you're the Gladiators, because you're already down Harrison Shepard, and Charlie Olivier now being injured. He's been the man to step up for the Gladiators since Shepard went out with a foot injury. However, the Gladiators are going to get the ball back with 10 seconds left, and I'm going to predict that we're going to be moving closer to overtime.
Our lives are a collection of experiences, moments of happiness or times of great loss. First homes, new babies.
Settle for overtime.
Yep.
As they're getting ready for the kneel down formation.
Kneel down formation for the Gladiators. Put some more time on the clock. We got extra free football from Kipke Field in Charlevoix between Gladiators and Raiders. And, man, this is going to be a good one. It's been a good one. If you were just joining us, it was 14-12 at halftime. Score is knotted up after 48 minutes of play. 34-34.
It doesn't get much more dramatic than this, huh? Friday Night Lights, we've seen some rain, a dramatic finish, and it's not over.
I mean, can't get any better than this.
This is no, Charles. You're absolutely right. Everyone everyone was on their feet with 15 seconds left.
Well, I mean, I look at it from this perspective. If you're a Gladiator fan, it's an immense swing of emotions. There was that pick six for the touchdown that would have ended the game, and then it was brought back by an illegal block in the back. Raiders had it at the 25-yard line, and then they took the Gladiators were able to get Jess sacked in the backfield, which caused the Raiders to get into a frenzy because they didn't have any timeouts, so they then had to spike it on third down. And then on the fourth down from their own 35, they tried to hit a skinny post, and it was incomplete. So now we've got extra football.
That skinny post that was incomplete. I did want to say that the Charlevoix faithful here, they were looking for a pass interference. I didn't end up seeing it. The ball was thrown behind, and it appeared as though the ball was tipped when the contact was made. So it looks as though this. I'm out of words here. This is, for everyone at home, this has been my second game that I'm calling, and this has been an exciting one. If this is what the games are going to be like.
Well, I mean, you got to like the way that the Gladiator defense was able to stand firm in the face of adversity. 2 times Raiders had it goal to go. The Gladiators kept them out of the end zone on that 2-point conversion. Remember that. And then getting the second down sack on Brady Jess, allowing the Gladiators to, forcing the Raiders to have to spike it, clock it on third down, and then it was a very, very hard fourth down conversion.
These credit to both teams, right, as we move into the coin toss for the overtime. Credit to both teams because we've been able to just have big play after big play. Charlie Olivier running from right to left up the field, and then on the Charlevoix side, I still can't get over that deep pass down the right side.
To Owen Waha. I mean, that you got to give Charlevoix some credit there. That play took some big-time guts, not only drawing it up, calling it, but then executing it as well.
It was a fourth down play.
It was a fourth down play. They threw it up the sideline to their big man, Owen Waha, and Waha, he went out there and made a play.
It looks as though
it's going to be Charlevoix ball. So high school football overtime, we're going to be going right into it. in the first game of the year. Here's how it will work. Each team will get an opportunity to possess the ball. They're going to set it up at the 25-yard line. And actually, it will be the Raiders on defense. So Gladiators with the first opportunity to possess the ball. And I apologize, I misspoke. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. It will be at the 20-yard line. So I'm 5 yards off. It's been a long night, but we're in for more football. And
Charles, I hate to correct you. I think it's at the 10-yard line.
You're right, it is at the 10. My eyes are playing tricks on me.
It happens to the best of us. You get that eye care.
I know. I do need to have the eyes checked. I'm in need of an optometrist if anybody can send me something. Here we go. Gladiators are going to line it up in the offset I formation. Endress under center. Down they go. And the snap around the right side. That is Sellers. He's down to the 6-yard line. Landon Swanson on the tackle.
Landon Swanson has been just about everywhere for Charlevoix today.
You know, Landon Swanson would have ended the game had it not been for that
that block in the back.
Right.
Gladiators ball. They're on the 6-yard line. They've been able to punch it in from these distances before. You got 4 downs to work with.
Ball on the 6. Sellers back deep for the Glads. He gets it. He's all the way down to the goal line. I apologize. That was Braxton Lisinski on the carry. Landon Swanson on the tackle once again. He's down to the half-yard line. 3rd and goal from the half-yard line for the Gladiators.
What's big for the Gladiators right now is not only are they missing Shepard, they're missing Olivier also.
That's right. Key play here from the goal line. Right up the middle, the Gladiators go, and they're in for the touchdown. Put it on the board for Tommy Richardson.
Well, here we go. Now they're gonna, what I assume is go for 2. We haven't seen a extra point kick since the first quarter.
Yeah, we saw both teams attempt a singular extra point. Each team unable to convert that extra point attempt. So Gladiators go back up by 6 points.
We have some late substitutions. Number 9, Braxton Lisinski's going to come off as Sam Wildfong is going to come in for him. And they're actually going to attempt the extra point.
Yep, going for the extra point here. Sam Wildfong taking 2 steps to his right. Tyler Endress to hold it. Wildfong puts it up and puts it through the uprights. Gladiators tack on the extra point and extend their lead to 7 points, and now it'll be the Raiders' opportunity to answer. They'll set it up at the 10-yard line, go down to the opposite end of the field and have their opportunity to see if they can match the Gladiators.
This is going to come down to how you're going to want to call these next 10 yards.
Right. I mean, these next 10 yards, Raiders have 4 plays. We'll see which end of the field that they want to keep this one on. It looks like the officials are content with staying on the same side of the field. They've gotten their steps in tonight, and they're going to stay right down there on the goal line. Raiders are going to break the huddle. They're going to send out their base package, Waha to the bottom of the screen, and Troy Nickel to the top.
The men in zebra stripes, they didn't want to do that 80-yard walk back.
Right. Right. That's a long walk all the way down to the other side of the field. It's going to be a pistol look, at least from what we can tell so far, for the Raiders. Gladiators sending out their base defensive personnel as well. Gladiators, we do want to make mention, they are without Harrison Shepard and also Charlie Olivier. So here we go.
Shepard
First and goal from the 10. Jess taking the handoff to Henry Herzog. He trucks and rolls and eventually is brought down by Cam Sellers at the 2-yard line.
It It was Shepard with the foot injury and Olivier with a shoulder injury.
Right. So a little bit of attrition now affecting the Gladiators. Can they make one more goal line stand and keep the Raiders out of the end zone here? It's 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line. Brady Jess in the shotgun. Gladiators with 4 down linemen. Raiders give it to Landon Swanson, and he's in for the touchdown. All right, decision time here for the Raiders.
So they missed their lone extra point attempt earlier, and they've been it's kind of been a crapshoot with your 2-point conversions.
Right. So it's 40-41. The Raiders are going to take their 1 timeout and talk about this one. Do they go for 2, go for the win, or go for the extra point for the tie? It's 41-40. Typically in high school football, it's a crapshoot in terms of what that extra point is going to look like. The point after kicking attempts, there's a lot of moving parts in there. You got to get the snap right, the hold, and then the kick. So if you go for the kick, there's a lot of moving parts there, but the 2-point conversion is from the 2.5-yard line.
And if you have only one chance,
right?
If you don't get it, that's the end of it. So in this instance, I'm a gambling man. I'm taking that 2-point. You have the crowd on your side, home field advantage. However, it hasn't felt like that today.
You got to imagine here that the Raiders are going to go for 2.
And the crowd is cheering as the men in maroon are marching back on.
Raiders are going to line up in a pistol formation. Waha to the bottom of the screen. Troy Nickel to the top. This is the game. Jess in the pistol. Swanson dotting the I behind him. Crowd goes silent. Direct handoff to Swanson. He's stopped at the goal line. No good. Gladiators are going to walk away with the win up in Charlevoix, 41-40. Swanson unable to get in. He was stopped a yard short of the goal line. Gladiators win it in Charlevoix by 1, 41-40. What an exhibition here at Kipke Field from both teams this evening. Wow, Christian, what can you make of that?
It's not it. They've been going to that dive right up the middle the entire game, and it's been working. The way I saw Waha running into the flat, I was expecting some kind of play action.
Right.
And
I mean, they had Waha down into the near side boundary, but you know, at the end of the day, you got to leave it up in the hands of your all-state. That's your hammer player right there with Landon Swanson. And initial pressure was made on the Gladiator right side of that offensive or defensive line once again. I mean, it was Warren Asher who got in there to disrupt that and really wreak havoc and not allow the Charlevoix offensive line to get their blocks in there. And the Gladiator defense bends their back once again, holds the Raiders out, and holds on to the 1-point victory up in Charlevoix at Kipke Field. An instant classic here between the Charlevoix Raiders and the Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators out here. I mean, this thing had everything you could have asked for.
I do want to mention that here in the handshake lineup that Charlie Olivier is walking.
Yep.
And
so he's walking. It looks like he's moving gingerly. That left shoulder looks to be a bit immobilized, but the Gladiators do hold on to win it. And an unbelievable game here from Charlevoix. I mean, these student athletes put it all out on the line here tonight between the Raiders and the Gladiators. Raider fans applauding this year's team for their valiant effort.
I also want to make a mention that number 53 for the Gladiators, Warren Asher,
Yep.
has also just been helped up off the field.
And Asher was the one who really plugged up that hole on that 2-point conversion. So for the whole broadcasting crew of Next Level Broadcasting, we thank you for tuning in to tonight's broadcast between the Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators and the Charlevoix Raiders. For Christian, Charles, our production crew, Jimmy, our sideline operator, and everyone else involved in tonight's broadcast. We thank you for tuning in, and we hope that there are many more games like this to come for the rest of the season. Good night, and have a good rest of the evening, everyone. Thanks for tuning in here on Next Level Broadcasting.